Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Arsenal are strong next season if they sign Rodrygo and Gyokeres. However, it's a big if. Man United have fucking entered the line for real to sign Gyokeres if they win Europa League. And also, it has been confirmed, right, that Amarim is staying at Man United even if they don't win Europa League. That is big news because Man United going in the line, as Husam mentioned on his channel multiple times and on MHF, that Man United are dangerous for Arsenal if they win Europa League with Amarim as links. Who's next for Arsenal? Is it Sesko? Is it someone else? Husam has spoken this morning about Frimpong to Liverpool with Tom, of course, with K-Mac, with Jerry James. But do Liverpool actually need Frimpong? Is it just a signing for the sake of signing? He's a right wing back that Liverpool don't need a right wing back. He cannot play a right back because he can't defend. He's just an attacker. Are Liverpool going for the wrong signing? But Liverpool now are going for Dean Huijsen along with Arsenal and Real Madrid. And Liverpool are close to signing him. They are ready to pay the release clause for him. That is Liverpool with another centre back that is needed. Does that mean that Kwanzaa and Gomez are leaving? We'll talk about that as well. Ange Postecoglou is under pressure at Spurs. We'll talk about that as well when Jordz arrives. And reports yesterday have emerged that the Chelsea board are actually looking into the Enzo Maresca situation, which is a massive thing for Chelsea, even if they win Conference League. Listen, they play Real Betis. It's not an easy thing to play Real Betis. Anthony has something for them. But Chelsea are in danger of missing out on a Champions League if they don't win against Nottingham Forest in the last game, because Aston Villa are to win the next two games against Spurs and Man United. We're here with the gang. Of course, David is going to be joining us momentarily. Jordz is joining us in 5 minutes. 500 people in the house. Big up everyone that joined us from the football terrace. Hit that like button. Help the channel. Listen, the season is fucking over for everyone. Liverpool won the title. Arsenal are going to come second or third. Arsenal are to the Champions League. There's only my season is not ended. Chelsea season is not done yet because they're still trying to go for a Champions League spot. Of course, Ashraf with a new setup in front of you. Hit that like button for him. All the guys' channels in the description. Husam is live later at 9 p.m. UK time, of course, with a lot of people. Hit that like button. Let me know in the chat, everyone. Let me know in the chat, where are you tuning in from? Like the video. There's 600 people now, and we are on 65 likes. That's 10% conversion rate. That is kind of like Chelsea conversion rate in this league in terms of chances. Hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel. if you're new. And let's start with Arsenal, of course. Or should we start? What is Sam doing? Like, what are you like inhaling? What is going on? Like, what's going on? Is that like
ما هي
vitamins or something
هالقطعة
after the
يعني
gym?
فكرني زياد ما هي هالقطعة
Yes.
أصغر من إصبعي اسكت بس
I know when I eat like the whole flutes thing. I eat like a one time, you know.
ما أنا ايت half a flute يعني
You know, like flutes. I eat the thing in like 2 bites. 1, 2. That's it, bro.
see? half a flute.
But yeah,
Don't
big up
worry, I'm not
everybody that
falling
is
like
here.
Ziad.
Listen, hit the like button, people. Hit the like button as Luke here is saying. Thank you, Luke, for the first super chat. Big up, Luke, for always supporting the channel here. Husam, Football Terrace, and all the channels, MHF as well. Listen to Luke and hit the like button. Should we start with the Frimpong? Because I really want to understand why it's Frimpong signing for Liverpool. Like,
Why is Frimpong signing for Liverpool?
like-
Because the right back is leaving.
like why?
Why?
What is he gonna play? They signed Salah. He's
Right
a right-sided player. Frimpong is not a right back.
Bro, let's not do this over exaggeration of football, always trying to complicate the sport. Right wing backs can play right back عادي. If I sign Denzel Dumfries, he can play right back. If I
No,
sign
but
DeMarco,
Denzel Dumfries is a
play left.
right back that Denzel Dumfries is a right back that was switched. Like, for example, do you think Perisic can play left back? Perisic. He's a
Actually, yes,
left wing back.
everything. Yeah, I think he can.
No, Perisic
No,
cannot
he
play.
cannot.
No, he
But
cannot.
the difference
That
between
is-
Perisic
that
and
is
Frimpong
like
is
strange.
Perisic
Stop.
originally is a winger who's just moved back to wing back. Frimpong is a fullback playing as a wing back. Wing backs can be moved to fullbacks. I agree. Especially if you have
Frimpong is a
Konate and Van
winger.
Dijk at the back.
No,
Yeah.
Frimpong is not a winger.
Konate
It's a
and
wing
Van
back.
Dijk at the back عادي يعني.
The guy has 79 GA in his time. He's definitely a winger.
He plays right wing back. Like it's
Oh,
not up
okay.
to you to decide. Like
Can I tell you guys something? If Frimpong plays as a right back, he's finished at Liverpool. I'm just saying it here.
nah,
It
he's
is
not.
May,
Because
it is
Ashraf
May
told you the
13th.
reason why.
It's May 13th in 2025. You cannot sign a winger and try to put him as a right back. Like, he's a right wing back and he plays there because
But you're
like
calling
every
him
time
a
I watch
winger. He's not a
Leverkusen,
winger. He's not.
I
He's
don't
not
think-
a winger. You
I
can
don't think
stare
it's the
all you
right
want.
signing
He's
for
not a
Liverpool.
winger.
I
A
don't
right
think-
wing back. A winger is like if me telling you I'm gonna sign Rodrygo and play him left back. He's not a winger, yani. He's a right wing back. That's where he plays.
How is
Moving
that?
a right wing back to right back is not that deep. عادي. It's happened before.
You ever-
And the reverse
You guys
happened.
think everything is an agenda, right? Wallah al-Azim,
Yeah.
like I don't like there is a difference
It's an
between
agenda.
DeMarco, between Dumfries and Perisic, who played
So if
right back.
Liverpool signs DeMarco to play him left back, what will happen? Oh, the end of the world. خلاص?
You're finished. You're finished.
No,
you're finished.
I don't think we're finished. We're finished
I am.
according to
See, I'm telling you, but according to Mo, this is footy judgment. We're here to debate.
Yeah,
Wallah
but the reason
al-Azim,
why
if
I'm not
he plays-
finished is because I employ Andy Robertson. So obviously DeMarco's an upgrade.
Andy Robertson is a defender. I don't think Frimpong is the right back. Liverpool
But if
was
you
Salah.
ask me, can Frimpong defend or not? I will tell you, I don't think he's solid defensively. عادي, no
Just
problem.
DeMarco. You saw DeMarco at Inter. He's
Yeah,
so
I saw
rubbish
DeMarco. But guess
defensively.
what? Liverpool are not trying to play defensive right backs anyway. What do you see us linked to
You are-
Wan-Bissaka, yani?
So you're trying. So he's not even balanced.
Yeah, I know he's not balanced. He's very offensive. We know that already.
Very, very offensive. Like closer
Yeah,
to a right
extremely
winger than the right wing back. Yeah.
That's what we want. That's what we
Okay,
want.
so we
want
agree.
winger-
We agree.
No, but we want a right back to play offensive football because you can't replace Trent by signing a defensive guy. Doesn't
But
work.
Trent is different. Trent is more of a playmaker.
Yeah, but
Frimpong is a
can
very
still get you GA.
Frimpong is a playmaker.
Yeah, but Frimpong can still get you GA, running behind, help Salah out on the overlap. But there's many of positives. If you want to look at the negatives, we can look at the negatives. But let's talk about the positives. The positives is going forward, he's phenomenal, which is what we're looking
He's
at.
amazing. He's amazing
Yeah,
going forward.
right.
He's so
So we're
quick.
looking
The
at
transition
that.
is amazing.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We want to play a offensive thinking right back. We don't want to be playing a defensive thinking right back. That's it. That's why we're not linked to any of the defensive guys.
I think a more balanced guy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alaikum assalam. Tomorrow, I have a big surgery, and please pray for me, my brothers, and I don't want to see you get hurt. Thank you so much, JJ. But also, we're going to pray for you, prayers for you, JJ. Inshallah, everything will be great. Inshallah. Inshallah, بالسلامة, everything is good. Are you Shez? You're right. You good?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, listen. Yeah,
The lights, your apartment is really facing west. I can tell. With
yeah,
the,
my
sunset.
house. Yeah, literally.
Yes. Facing
When
west.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. When the sun shines directly on my house,
Oh,
So-
fantastic.
which is a good and bad thing when it comes to theming because I get glare.
So, what
It's
we got
annoying.
from this is that you own a house. You're rich. Oh, that's
No, I
what
don't
we
know
I got
how.
from.
Hey, we all
So
know
I-
Chez is rich.
Well,
We all
like
know.
what I got from this conversation is that Shiz is rich.
Yeah,
is rich.
definitely.
He owns a
Yeah,
house.
Nah, not even.
Look at David, poor David staying in the attic. Look at poor David staying in the attic.
Like Harry Potter.
Look at David staying in the attic.
I'm upstairs.
3 mansions and went to.
I'm
private
upstairs in my
school.
uni house, bro. I'm upstairs, right upstairs.
See? David is in the attic. Ashraf is in the kids' room. Me, I'm in my poor little room. Chez is-
I'm poor staying with my mom. I'm poor staying with my mom.
Bruh, Chez is rolling the door.
Nah,
Damn.
This is not the reality I want to.
Bruh.
Not teaching this. Nah, this is not it.
That's why Chez doesn't care about
Don't
Chelsea
do this.
spending. He's like, bruh, it's pocket change for me.
Mm.
It's pocket change.
David went to private school. He's the rich one.
Whoa, whoa,
I went to a decent school, but I didn't go to private school. Do you know what I mean? Like, out David. Don't out me. You know what I mean? How normal.
That's why Chez is not upset at Iqbali because he owns shares in Chelsea.
What do you mean? I'm
Wallahi.
his friend. Like,
Live from this conversation.
Etsy is calling him Chez Musk. Chez from Forbes.
Chez on Forbes. Yes.
This is gonna trend, bruh.
crazy,
Chez
man.
Musk.
Well, if anyone is on the Forbes list and he's doing YouTube, it's funny. It's funny.
we'll do YouTube for fun. Yeah.
If I had more
Imagine
focus,
having to listen to Hamza monologue for 42 minutes while being a billionaire. Wallah, you can do it.
I'm not even a billionaire, and I'm not even a millionaire, and I can't even get. I can't even listen to Hamza's monologue for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're a billionaire, you get me? I don't know.
Bigger people. Let's continue the conversation. Frimpong said, where is he gonna play? As if Trent was a traditional fullback? No, but Trent is a fullback. Fonzie, I agree with you, but Trent is a fullback. This guy is like Perisic.
Trent inverted. Trent for the last 4 years. Since I met David, we've been having the same conversation. He can't defend, he can't defend, he can't. طب خلاص اوكي حبيبي. We brought a guy who can defend. خلاص. Why are you guys mad? Frimpong can attack. But that's what we want. Who told you we want a defensive fullback? This is not West Ham, حبيبي. This is Liverpool. We want to attack. We want to dominate teams. We want to box them in.
Hey man, same. Thank guys for amazing content as always. Listen, we try our best to bring content to the people. We try our best to have a genuine discussion on this channel until Jordz is gonna join, and then the conversation is gonna go like to a different direction. But listen, for Liverpool, listen, I know that there's a lot of people that talk about Liverpool and Huijsen and stuff like this. The Liverpool linked to Huijsen, and there's a Konate news. I know Husam wants to talk about this on his channel. If Liverpool don't keep Konate, they sign a Frimpong and attack him into who did Liverpool? You think Huijsen is good enough for you, Sam? Does anybody think that Huijsen is good enough for Liverpool?
As backup, not as a starter, no.
How?
Can you guys fucking talk? He's asking you.
Like
Yeah.
why are these people like Shiz is looking down?
Yeah, everyone's just
Everybody's
quiet.
eating.
Like,
Hey,
talk, حبيبي. Talk.
I was having some food. Next to Van Dijk, he'll be absolutely fine. He's not the finished article yet. The kid's 18, but his passing is great. And Van Dijk will cover most of the holes that he leaves physically. So I think he'd be absolutely fine.
By the way, is that what Liverpool needs? Center backs at the current moment? Or they need
definitely-
forward line?
They only have Konate and Van Dijk. What other centre back do they
It's
have?
Gomez, Kwanzaa.
Gomez sucks. Kwanzaa is average.
No, he
bro.
doesn't.
Why
As a
he's-
squad player, he doesn't. He's a squad player. He's fine.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
as a
think-
squad player, nah, I don't think so. I don't as squad. I think when they had Matip as backup or Konate, whoever was the backup back then, I think that's a good three. I think you could have one of Gomez or Kwanzaa as the fourth choice centre back. I don't think you can have two average centre backs as your backups.
Yeah, but Matip
Makes no
wasn't.
sense.
He wasn't the backup because by choice. He was backup because he was regressing as a footballer. He was getting older. That's different.
But can I
So-
tell you
Yeah,
the
yeah, but
reality,
my
Shiz?
point is,
You guys
my point
remember
is they had
Gomez was
Konate, Van
amazing
Dijk,
at
and
Liverpool.
But that's
Matip
Gomez
Konate
was
first
great.
season. Like, it's different. If we're talking about like having a third choice centre back, Joe Gomez is like the perfect quality you'd need.
Yeah.
He's that
People
perfect.
forgot
Really?
that
I
Gomez was an
disagree.
England international. Gomez was great before he got
Joe
injured.
Gomez is like
Bruh,
a mid,
so-
he's like a mid-table
yeah.
starting centre back. That's what you need. Anybody
Back
playing
then,
mid-table
he's
centre back,
not-
you-
I
that's
don't.
a third choice centre back, man.
Gomez is better than
I remember when
Kivior.
he
Is
started-
that
To answer the question,
say?
they need more. They need a creative player because if they lose Trent, I'm looking at their team and I don't really see a lot of creative players.
Chez, spud me, Chez. Spud me,
What?
Chez. Chez is speaking my language now. We need Football,
Oh,
why are you not
I feel
flooding me,
someone-
you bum?
Guys, can we
Look at
stop
this
this?
guy. For the
Wallahi,
first
he
time
let
ever, I'm
me-
agreeing with him.
He let
I'm
you
agreeing with him.
hanging. He let you hanging. Oh my god.
He left me hanging.
Where is?
Fuck you,
Sorry,
Chad.
I saw the money.
I'm not doing
super
this stream anymore.
chat.
This
Can we
this
not-
fraud. For the first time in like a year since I met him, I agree with him, and he just left me hanging.
By the way, stop copying my DP. That's my idea. And secondly, I didn't mean to air you. I looked at the super chat. It says my name. Can we stop talking about spending and bought? Yeah, let's keep it football. Yeah, let's not do these agendas.
People having a
Why are you upset being rich?
I just read it as
Oh,
well.
I don't like people. Don't talk about it.
You're upset being rich.
You know,
Fucking
Shez, I used to do streams from like holidays and stuff. Like, wallah, adi, like, just okay.
hell. Yeah, bro.
I just never been that kind of person to talk about stuff like that. So it's what it is.
Oh, it's okay. No one is coming for your money. It's all right. I know they're all protected in assets and stuff. It's fine. Anyway,
don't
go
like-
back to Liverpool. Why do Liverpool need creativity if they have Salah? They're gonna sign a striker. If they have McAllister, one of the best midfielders in the league, and he can create and all
No,
this
I
stuff.
don't look at their
Because-
team.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, because
He's being
you
sarcastic.
Yes,
can't rely
Yes,
on
I'm
Salah. You
definitely-
can't rely on Salah
I'm definitely being
for the whole-
sarcastic.
for the
No,
whole
be
season.
serious.
Can't rely on
I'm being sarcastic about McAllister.
Yeah, I
because
know,
I
I know.
McAllister is that. You know.
No. I'm saying, are you being sarcastic about why do they
Actually,
need
sorry, just to pull back to
creative
Chez's
midfielder?
point, because
It's
I actually
common
agreed
sense,
with him
no?
on it when he said we
What?
need a creative player. Today, according to Le Parisien, you get me, which is a French newspaper, Liverpool are inquiring about Cherki. So
Again,
if that,
Again, yeah.
yeah, if that does go through, then the creativity problem is fixed, which is exactly what we need.
But then
hold
that
on. So
means that you
Shirky,
lose-
Gravenberch, and
Yeah, I'm
McAllister
just
is your
about to ask
starting
that.
midfield.
I'm just about to ask that. Literally.
Yeah.
That's
That
cool.
doesn't work. That don't work.
No, that's not cooked because now instead of Gravenberg just tackling, it's two people doing defensive work, and instead of Soboslai, I have Sharky who actually takes risks. So I'm
Wait,
glad.
how does that midfield work?
I didn't get it.
How does that midfield work? 4-2-3-1.
So McAllister's the. Oh, okay. I don't know, man.
You had a 4-2-3-1 with Kante and Fabregas. None of them are really
Kante's
TM.
two players. Kante's two
I'm
players. Or whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not-
You
that's-
said Kante, one of the
let's not
best
do
players to ever
semantic
play football.
conversations. Let's not
You
do
just mentioned one of the
semantic
best players to ever
conversations.
play football in the Premier League.
None of them is like an out-and-out destroyer, you know. By the way, it's funny because the Chelsea fans, even 3 years ago when I was talking to them, they were telling me Kante is not a 6, he's an 8. So don't change your logic now. So essentially,
Oh, he could
we
be an
can-
8 with 2 people.
also, you can technically beat teams. Since when did that stop being a thing? Since when do you need like a Fabinho destroyer? The best DM in the world is Rodri. He ain't a destroyer. He's a complete midfielder.
Yeah, but you don't
So-
have Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, we don't have Pep
Yeah,
Guardiola.
but
we have Arne Slot,
PSG
who's
don't
now a
have a destroyer in their
league-winning
midfield.
manager in Ibiza,
Wait,
baby. Let's go.
wait. I disagree with that. Why is Rodri not a destroyer?
He's
No,
not-
Rodri's definitely not a destroyer. He's a
Numbers-
He's
complete
not a
numbers
destroyer
wise,
by
he's not.
nature, but he could definitely like do attributes of what a destroyer can do.
Rodri, when I say
He's top as
complete,
well.
okay, but here's the thing. If we want to talk about tackles, Gravenberg has a lot of tackles per game. Like if we want to
Yeah.
talk about tackles
Yes.
and shit like that. So for me, if I'm looking at it more from a profile perspective, Rodri is a complete midfielder playing 6 because he can score, he can assist, he can pass, he can tackle, he can do everything. So yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Do you know the truth? Wallah, like Liverpool team is good, but I think people are fooled with how Salah's output have like kind of like, you know, what is it called? Like
Masked over
Painted
the
over
fact.
the cracks.
everything that they
Yeah.
do, like, you know what I mean? Like having someone like Van Dijk and Salah and having someone like Salah who's had in the league only 46 G until this moment, masked a lot of things, masked everything else in that team. I actually think if Salah get like 30 GA or 25 GA next season, which is what I'm expecting, which is going to be a great season for a 33 years old, I think Liverpool need a lot of work, actually. Like, I know that Alisson is going to stay, Van Dijk and everything, but Robertson's going to decline. He's not going to be great. I'm not sure if they're going to sign Gyokeres or not. Liverpool, it depends on the summer. But at that midfield, though, when you played against Chelsea, whose midfield was better? When you played against Arsenal, which midfield was better? Liverpool or Arsenal's? Yours was better.
Yes, when we played against
Chelsea, like when you played against Chelsea, whose
The
midfield was
first,
better?
the
played
first
against
game,
Chelsea- when
Can
we
I ask
played
you
game
against
Arsenal's midfield was better for sure.
يا عمي
No,
بيسألوك سؤال طب ليه يا اخي you asked the question let me fucking answer يا اخي They're asking and shouting with each other. That's why you should never bring these fucking camel riders on a stream together. Who was better? Who was better? And I open my mouth and they interrupt. Yeah. La ilaha
Okay, go ahead.
illallah.
Camel
Fucking
riders.
camel
I can't
riders.
say, I
frauds.
can't say that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can't say that either.
you
What the
can't
hell?
say that.
I can't
Can't
say
say
that.
Bro, chat, they're asking me a question. As soon as I open my mouth, they're jumping. Let
That's a
me
very
talk.
specific thing to use. What's it?
Yeah.
Camel riders.
The first game against Chelsea at Anfield, Chelsea had the better midfield. 100%. Enzo Lavia Caicedo is the second best midfield in the league after the City one. No one is beating City because Rodri is better than all of them put together. So just stop the bullshit. So for me, City is number one.
Disagree, but we'll come to that.
Yes,
I
City is
disagree
number
as
one.
well.
Completely
midfield in the
disagree.
league.
Everyone disagrees. He just states that and then
Yeah,
just
you
fine.
can't just state that.
No,
but
I think City is the number one midfield in the league. I think the number
Mm,
two midfield in the league is Chelsea. I think the number three midfield in the league is Liverpool. That's how I rank the midfields in the league.
Yeah,
So
I
for me,
disagree.
I'm
Ashraf,
He said so. He said so.
he just shook his head.
There we go.
To the camera. Ashraf,
go.
you tried hiding your
Here we go. Odegaard hype. 2025, we're still hyping up Odegaard. Well, see guys, yalla, hype up Odegaard. Yalla, go ahead. He had one
Habibi,
good
it's all
game.
about hyping.
He's had one good game in like 4 months. Let's all hype up Odegaard. He's had one good game in 4 months. Oh,
Ashraf,
Odegaard.
you're too
Oh,
funny.
he's the fucking next Ozil. Do me a favor, bro. Here, yalla,
Husam,
go.
you're hyping up City after one bad season, assuming Rodri is gonna come back and save their midfield, which he might do. I think.
Rodri's
I don't
a Ballon
even
d'Or
wanna
winner. He's not an average
Yes, I
player.
agree. I agree, but
I
the other
know.
two are not at that level. And Foden maybe is the other. I don't know who even the third midfielder is, to be honest. But in my opinion,
He said
first of
Rodri
all-
is better than everyone, so Rodri about himself is just
yeah, but Rodri alone is not going to play football, obviously, right? So I think if you're asking, I'll answer most question first, then I'll add to Husam's point. Most question was which midfield was better when we faced. I think this last game 2-2, I think it was like almost equal. Moreno was horrible, but I wouldn't count that game. The first game, I think our midfield was better. I agree with Husam. I think Chelsea's midfield was better the first game. Second game also probably shouldn't count because they weren't playing seriously and they didn't even start their full team, Liverpool. To answer Husam's point, or to add to Husam's point now, I personally think our midfield, when they're all at peak, I think is better. When we played Chelsea twice this season, I think our midfield looked better in both games. Slightly better in the first game, slightly. And I think much better in the second game, even though we didn't have the best game, to be honest, in the second match. I do think I think Newcastle's midfield is in the top 3, in my opinion. I think Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno Guimaraes, when they're all fit, I think it's top 3
Newcastle
midfields
hype.
in the league. I don't think it's hype. I do agree they hype their team a lot in other areas, but their midfield isn't that level. I'd probably... The thing is, I don't know who City's third midfielder is, Husam. You're saying Rodri, Foden. Who's the third one? Because KDB is gone. Bernardo Silva is not it. Gundogan is gone. Is it Kovacic?
As things stand, I think.
No,
the
what
midfield
about
next
that new
season
signing?
is
What's
going to
his
be
name?
Rodri, Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, have you
and,
watched Nico Gonzalez play football?
Nico Gonzalez is not that level, guys,
Yeah,
to
we-
be top.
we-
Yeah, but
midfielder
Nico
in the league.
Gonzalez next to
Good
Rodri.
player.
I think it's going to be Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and Florian Wirtz.
I don't think that's
I
close.
disagree, man.
That's a banging midfield, man.
Now we're doing hypotheticals. It's not even there yet.
Yeah, he's
What
not there yet, so we cannot
That's
talk
won't
about him
even
now yet.
happen.
We're
Won't
not,
even
we're
happen.
not talking about what could. We're talking about what we are as it stands. End of the day.
Yeah,
that's not how we,
Yeah,
how
I
do we
agree.
get to this discussion anyway? Why are we even talking about this?
By the way, we
Because
can
he-
talk about
because he's
Zubimendi
not-
because
he's-
Zubimendi
he's-
is coming to Arsenal.
He's
Oh, yeah,
speaking
because
about
Sam said, oh, yeah.
because
yeah.
he's thinking about Shirky. He's thinking about Ryan
It's not-
Shirky.
it's not balanced enough. I don't know about midfield.
Chelsea's
Sure.
got no defensive work rate, by the way.
That's what I'm saying because there was like offers that in it.
That's
He comes
actually
back-
not honest. That is actually an agenda because
That is
Shirky
not-
definitely has work rate.
It's not in the agenda.
He does.
I haven't watched him enough again.
Well,
so-
fine. If
Yeah.
he's got work rate, he ain't good at it. There's no his
There you are.
numbers don't show
There you
up at all.
The
Like,
thing
I've
is,
watched Turkey, but the numbers are for his defensive work rate. Is not
But my confusion, and this is where I'll agree with Husam slightly, but I'll also disagree at the same time. He said you don't have to have that kind of destroyer. I agree because look at PSG; they don't have a destroyer in their
Yeah, they don't
midfield,
have a destroyer.
but they still. But the difference, and this is what I'm going to ask you, Husam. Do you think your midfield, let's say if it's Gravenberch, McAllister, and you said Shirky, do you think they are technical enough to control games the way PSG's midfield is?
that midfield is definitely technical enough. 100%.
Mm,
Gravenberg, McAllister, Shirky screams technique, if anything.
Guys, we talk about Ryan Cherky, like I don't know. Ryan Cherky is not Vert's level, it's not Palmer's level, it's not.
Ryan Cherky has the
He's
most
not.
chances created out of any under 21 player in the world, including Yamal.
He plays
Why
in
is
the
it-
same
No, no, no. But
Leon.
the thing is what people do.
Everyone
like,
acting now like Cherky is this bum is
That's
mad.
good.
No, he's not a bum.
He's-
No.
By the way, when Leon played Man United away at Old Trafford, as soon as they took Cherky off, they lost the game. Number one.
Man United,
Number
though.
two, Cherky played 4 different positions in that game. He played on
No,
the left, he played
he's-
in midfield, he played in the 10, and he played on the right. After the Leon player got sent off. So he played in multiple different positions and he cooked in all of them.
he's good.
This
He's
is the
very
problem.
good.
No, but
My
this is
only-
this
my
is the
only
problem
worry
with the
with
game, though. Is people like David? David's sitting there going, "Oh, look at his defensive stats." Why do you look at defensive stats for a cam, a number 10?
Context.
A
Thank
luxury
you.
player, bro.
Context.
No, wait.
Context.
Let
Very
me
important.
just finish
I
my point.
agree.
Let me
Was completely
Let me
wiped
finish-
out from that
let
statement.
me
Can you let
finish-
Jordz cook, David?
Let me
Fraud.
finish my point, because obviously I come in late. So you're right, I didn't hear everything. So you may have been talking about, but what I'm saying is this is where the game's gone. A player like Cherky, and I'm not putting him on the level, but like back in the day, 10s like Zidane and all these players, you never looked at them and said, "Oh, let's look at their defensive work rate." No, he's a luxury player. Even in his team, he's a luxury player. Leon have identified him as a player. Wait, bro. Let me finish, please, bro. Let me finish. He's been identified as a luxury player at Lyon, where he doesn't need to do so many defensive work. They want him to do everything going forward. And going forward, like Husam's pointed out, he's one of the most creative players in the league. And bro,
In the
Ryan
world.
Cherky- in the world, but I'm talking about even just with regards to stats in the league, creatively, forget age group. He's one of the most creative players in League On. And there's no like it's not, oh yeah, let's look at his defensive work rate. This guy needs to be a runner. In certain systems, if a coach brings him in to be a runner, then they're using him completely incorrectly. You need to play him forward, leave him in the role, and he's a luxury player. We should never be looking at his defensive stats. But what's the context? Go, Ches, as you're so keen to add.
Nah. To put it simply, you just said luxury player. They've already got a luxury player. His name's Mohamed Salah. The whole reason why we're talking about defensive work rate is because Szoboszlai
Luxury player.
covers for Trent and Salah's ability to go forward. That's what Szoboszlai does in the team. That's why they don't rate him, but they rate his work rate because he helps the team overall, right? Net positive, even though it doesn't offer much output-wise. Cherky being there and Frimpong and Salah, there's a massive gap there to his intensity, defensive work rate, etc. That's why we brought it up. Not because it matters overall, but when you've got Salah there, Frimpong, who they're probably going to start, by the way, and Bradley, who's not the greatest defensively, even though it might look like it, but he's running around, they lack that defensive player in there. And Cherky and McAllister, with them two on the wing, I don't see the balance, even though I rate Cherky highly.
Oh, you said McAllister's not a defensive player.
Yeah.
The McAllister has higher defensive stats. When you talk about when you talk about tackles and interceptions and so on, his stats are higher than the likes of Declan Rice. So I'm pretty sure
His
his
And
numbers,
Caicedo,
his numbers, he's higher than. Wait, I was gonna say Caicedo too, but correct me if I'm wrong, Husam. I'm pretty sure tackles and interceptions, his numbers are higher than Caicedo.
Yeah, he
He's a
has more
very
tackles per game than
defensive
Caicedo.
player. He's
So
high
what?
work rate in defensive stats. So when you look
Who's
at the stats, McAllister is McAllister.
He's not a defensive
When it comes,
player.
but he's what, bro. The stats prove otherwise. If he's got more tackles and
McAllister's not a
interceptions
defensive
I mean,
than
why were
Caicedo and Rice,
McAllister's not gonna
why were
provide
Liverpool
you-
fans complaining last season about him playing 6 then?
then because he's not naturally a 6, but he's done a great job playing as a 6.
What's the job of a 6?
Bro,
You know,
you're not
Chez,
listening,
you wanna
Ches.
know
You're
something,
actually not
Chez?
listening. You failed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
comprehend what
Number
we're
one,
saying.
you're not listening. Number two, you don't know why you're the biggest fraud on this thing.
McAllister's not defensive.
Because you're the number one guy that as soon as we go like Chelsea fans say this, you go like, don't group me with the Chelsea fans. So why are you telling me Liverpool fans said McAllister blah blah blah? Did you hear me complain about that? I said McAllister was our best midfielder last year. I'm saying he's our best midfielder this year. Now what?
He's a complete midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. That's why I disagree.
Here we go. So is Rodri not a complete midfielder?
But he's the exception. That's why he's Ballon d'Or winner.
There you are. He's the exception. He's
Caicedo
like,
does have more interceptions than McAllister, by the way. He's like almost double McAllister's
yeah, but McAllister has
interceptions
more
per
tackles
game.
per game. That's what I said.
Yeah, 3.3 to 3.1. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
You're doing
Who has
McAllister has more tackles per game than
McAllister,
Caicedo.
McAllister and Caicedo.
That's actually not true at all. Like I just checked. Per game, you mean?
No,
per
no,
game.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
per
per game,
game.
per game.
Yeah, because Caicedo played right back in some games, so people just forget that.
Oh, really? Actually, at right back, you have more chance of getting more tackles because the winger attacks you. Oh,
It's actually per 90
1-0
minutes.
Husam.
What do you mean? The right back at Chelsea don't attack.
No, no,
Chelsea are
no.
very-
The midfield would actually tackle more, bro, not right back.
So
All
that's
right,
what I
guys,
mean. The
Midfield would
midfield will tackle
multiple
more.
players. Yeah, I agree with Mo. Yeah.
Listen,
And by the way,
five
I'm
Midfield is
saying
tackle
is that
more.
I'll just see the Cole Palmer thing. Cole Palmer has way more defensive work than Shirky.
Yeah,
double,
he's a work rate guy.
double.
Yes, but that first of all, that takes into account intensity of the league. That takes into account the pace of the league. That takes into account all of these things. When you're watching a League A game, which I am not a League A expert, but every now and then we watch a League A game because it's on fucking beIN Sport. Yani عادي. Sometimes there's a game in the background, we watch it. The League A is not like Premier League. It's not like this. It's not a ping pong league. It's like possession, technique, play out from the back, pass, etc. They try they're trying to, like, if you go to Liga A, it's all about technique in that league. So when you look at Lyon are not involved in a ping pong game a lot of the time. We watched them against Man United and we thought so, but they took on the image of Manchester United and that's what fucked them up in the game. But for me, I'm watching like Lyon and the way that they play football and everything goes through Shirky. He's their number 10. And Jordz brought up a point that's 100% accurate. Because of Odegaard and Szoboszlai, people are now looking at number 10s for work rate. Who gives a fuck? If Shirky creates me 5-6 chances a game, do I give a shit about work rate? Why should I care? I don't give a shit. I don't care about work rate if you're gonna create me 5-6 chances a game, because then I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna pin you in your own box. Also, what happened to just having a technical midfield, which is something Ashraf said. One of the best teams, if not the best team in the world this season. Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Joao Neves. None of them is the DM. Literally,
Frankie
all
de
of them.
Jong, Pedri, and what's his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Olmo
Who's
as well,
the
right?
destroyer at Barcelona? Who?
Correct.
Who's
Yeah,
the
that's a
destroyer?
good point. Yeah.
Bro, to be honest with you, I think
shouldn't
Enzo Fernandez. I think Enzo Fernandez, not even
Actually,
Cole Palmer,
Premier
has created
League
more
champions
chances.
Liverpool do not have a destroyer. Who's the destroyer in my team? Who's my
You don't-
Fabinho?
Just because you don't have a destroyer doesn't mean you shouldn't care about.
Yeah, but I won the league without having a destroyer. So why
no,
should
no,
I
I'm
need?
not. No. I agree with you. You don't need a destroyer.
Yeah,
but
you
do
don't.
need
Your
work.
team doesn't have a destroyer.
Szoboszlai is like a
different points
destroyer
here.
almost.
We're arguing different points here.
Szoboszlai is like
saying-
a.
I'm
Szoboszlai is
saying
like
you need
Gallagher
defensive
of-
work rate.
yeah.
You can't.
And
You
what-
can't
okay,
you can't purely just be technical. You can't. You need
Can
to-
we ask that a million? Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer. Is it better than Shirky, McAllister, Gravenberch?
Yeah, Habibi, yes. Ma, who's denying this?
You spoke about this the other day, by the way.
So you are going to next season with a weaker midfield and a Mohamed Salah that might not replicate last season. You're going with a less defensive right back than Trent, even in Frimpong.
See,
So
see how
Konate
he's making
might
up-
go.
No, where you going with
Konate
it?
might go.
What's your point?
Make up more scenarios. Make up more.
Konate
Smirk,
might go.
smirk.
Why is that? This is
Try to convince
I mean,
the audience here.
when
Put
did I
yourself
say-
full
when did-
screen.
what?
Put yourself full screen.
Sam,
Don't smile
Sam,
once.
Let me,
Don't
let me-
smile once. I dare you. Yalla, go ahead.
What do
You're
you
going
mean?
in
I
with
don't
a weaker
understand.
midfield.
Okay,
Just
is
because
this a-
I upgraded my midfield does not mean it's a better midfield than Chelsea. How is that more difficult? Like difficult
No,
to
no, no.
understand?
You're weaker midfield. I think the midfield
I
is
don't have a
weaker
weaker
than
midfield. We're the
Szoboszlai.
third best midfield in the
Than
league.
Szoboszlai.
With
No, 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 no.
Shirky, we're better, but still
He's
third.
triggered.
Easy
He's
to
triggered and he
understand.
doesn't want to listen.
I'm not triggered at all,
Szoboszlai
you're
is
just
the one
making
that
up
adds.
scenarios.
He's not listening. He's not listening. Sam, this is not image shift. Give me a second. There's like 4 other people with us. Like, Szoboszlai is the one that adds the balance to your midfield, as everyone tried to explain to you. Like, Szoboszlai runs around. He does the running for the rest. Ryan Shirky doesn't. So it's even a slower midfield. And you're adding a right back that doesn't defend. You're relying on Van Dijk to stop everything, right? With Ryan Gravenberch, replicate this season. Are you gonna sign a DM?
Am I gonna sign a what?
A DM.
I don't know. We're linked to Adam Wharton as an example. So it shows you that type of football we're trying to play. We're going all out technique, which is fine. In the modern game, as things stand right now, in the modern game, bro, says who you need like all this shit with like DM and like the old
You
school
need
way.
someone to stop the attack.
Yeah,
You're
I've
gonna go
got
all out
Gravenberch
attack.
and McAllister to do the tackling.
I don't think that's it.
To be honest, Mo, I just checked the stats for McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch. both McAllister and Gravenberch have more tackles per game than him, contest more duels than him, win more interceptions than him. Than Szoboszlai. They win more ball recoveries than him.
They're running around,
They win more
covering areas.
They win more ground duels than him. They win a higher percentage of ground duels than him. They're better than him in every single defensive metric out there for a midfielder.
There you go.
He has the worst of all three. Even possession lost. The only thing he's better than McAllister is he loses possession less per game, but a very small margin.
He loses possession less than McAllister is crazy, actually. Szoboszlai is
Yeah,
way
but
worse
that's
than
But a
McAllister.
very
here's what happened.
Anyway, let's
He asked. Okay, now you spoke. Let me speak. So you asked Husam, name the best midfielders in the league. I said 1 City, 2 Chelsea, 3 Liverpool. Now I can make Liverpool better without necessarily overtaking the Chelsea midfield. Do you get it? So so Liverpool can be third and better than the way they were.
Even with
season.
Zubamendi join Arsenal.
Now next season starts. Okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? We're talking about hypothetical scenarios, no problem. Next season starts. In the first 20 games, Ryan Cherki has 11 assists. Cole Palmer is on a bad run of form. Okay, then maybe I can upgrade. I can say, okay, Liverpool now on form is the second best midfield in the league. Lavia is getting injured again. He's unreliable. Okay, now I can say Liverpool is the second best midfield in the league. I have to upgrade on myself. And I have to look at myself. Szoboszlai this season, you guys have all watched Liverpool. Multiple times, gets the ball in dangerous position, never makes the risky pass, ever. Now, I hate when a player, in the words of Mo, I can smell a pussy. I hate when a player does not take risks. I hate it. My biggest, I'm okay with a player taking 5 risks and only like 1 or 2 working out, because it gives me something at least. It gives me like an opportunity. It gives me a chance. It gives me something. I hate when a player gets the ball in dangerous position. Let me find daddy on the pitch. Here you go, Mo. Here's the ball. I don't like that. I like players who are offensive thinking. I like players who try to create for their own. And actually, as a matter of fact, you don't know what proves exactly why we need Cherki? Newcastle, PSG. You don't know what? You know, first of all, Enrique outcoached the fuck out of Slot in the PSG game. Outcoached him. Slot fell right into Enrique's hands. Enrique was unbelievable tactically in the 2 fixtures. The one against Eddie Howe. You want to know what Eddie Howe did? I'm going to put 3 guys on Salah. I don't trust the other 2. Yalla, go ahead, do what you want. Szoboszlai will give you as much time on the ball as you want. Diaz will give you as much time on the ball as you want. Jota will give you as much time on the ball as you want. Did it work, Eddie Howe's thing? Yes. Because every time Salah got the ball, Livramento's there, Jacob Murphy's there, third midfielder is there. Yalla. Yani, if I brought you prime Neymar, he cannot do anything in that scenario because he doesn't have teammates that can take the game by the scruff of the neck. But now in that scenario, Salah turns around, passes it to Cherki. Cherki gets past one guy, through pass, goal. That's the difference. So it adds a different element. It adds a different element to the team. And on top of all this, Cherki can also be backup right winger. If I need to rest Salah in a game at home to Ipswich, yalla Cherki right wing. Let's go.
All right. Okay, I get you. Let me do this super just because we move on to Chelsea. Zain here is saying Chess bought all the Chelsea hotels and women team. Bro. Thank you, Zain. You didn't? You didn't follow the conversation. Chess Musk is with us. Odegaard only performs with no pressure. Odegaard getting back pocketed by finished Fabinho, who got cooked by every midfielder in Europe and the Prem. Arsenal shouldn't rely on Odegaard next season, in my opinion. Like this if and button, maybe that Odegaard will get back to his best. Oh my God, like I've spoken to some Arsenal fans and Odegaard is going to go back to his best. If he doesn't, you're cooked. Your midfield is really cooked, to be honest with you. So thank you, HG, and I agree with you. George is saying, Luke Skywalker, hit that like button, people. Hit that like button, people. Got 1,100 people in the house, and we're only on 200 likes. So hit that like button, people. Now, Gallagher seems like the perfect 10 for David. He has the defensive stat to be the greatest. Can't forget Havertz, the greatest defensive striker ever. Did you say Gallagher is the best 10 for Chelsea? You definitely didn't say that.
Oh, mate, he shall not be named. I don't even talk about I don't say his name. He doesn't deserve it. Just
Gallagher.
Terrible.
He was forced out of the club.
Terrible footballer. Terrible footballer.
He was forced out of the club. Mo, by your, I don't know what LVP logic, Arsenal getting Zubamendi and playing him with Rice has made them worse, as Zubamendi is nowhere near defensive as strong as Partey. No, Zubamendi. Declan Rice will do the defensive work. The problem is going to be Odegaard, Zain. The problem is always going to be the creative force in the midfield, which is not going to be Odegaard.
He doesn't move the needle though.
He does. He does.
What the f-
He used to.
No, he does not. Zubimendi moves the needle for who? For Arsenal.
Yeah, he
I don't
does.
think he does.
No, he does not, Mo. You're so full of shit.
Why? He's
Because
great
they
in
don't
position.
need that. Yeah, Habibi, they don't need that type of player. They don't.
Arsenal fans
Why?
will tell you that they need a risk taker in the midfield, and they haven't got it.
Yeah.
They think that Odegaard is going to be the guy, Shez. Wallah al-Azim, they think that
Based
Odegaard
off
next
what
season
though?
is gonna go what? Based on the last 2 seasons. That's what they said. They said, why are you assuming that this is not an off season for Odegaard like it's an off season for Palmer? They say if you assume that Palmer will go back to his best, why not Odegaard? Go back to his best, which is 2 seasons.
Why is that a crazy assumption? He's had
I don't
2
think it's not an
very,
occasion.
very, very good seasons in a row and 1 off season. Why is it crazy to assume the majority could be more
All I'm
prominent
saying,
than the minority?
Ashraf, I don't disagree with you. However, in my I have to do this now season, I'd want more options.
Assurances, more assurances.
like-
yeah.
I agree.
Like
I
the
agree,
context
but-
is different because Palmer's 22, first ever season last year, hit astronomical numbers. Odegaard was expecting him just to perform good. He's not even performing that good. Forget the GA. He's not really doing anything.
And
So,
also, there's one more thing, Shez.
I think it's a bit deeper.
Chelsea
than
have
just saying,
another
oh,
creative midfielder. Chelsea have another creative
Yeah, we have
midfielder.
other creators who've created chances.
like-
we haven't finished them off, so cool. That's another debate. But I think it's a bit difficult to start. He's going to go back to his best because the majority of the time he has. I think it's been lazy.
For
Can't
the
really
level
say
that
that.
he's performed at, though, I don't think it's not safe to assume that he's not gonna get back to.
I never said he won't, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying people just say, "Oh, he's going to go back there because he's done it before."
No, I get what you mean, but
He
it's
can't just
both.
drop
Innit? It's
off.
both. Like, I don't think that the drop off is. I don't think Odegaard's gonna stay at this level. I don't think the level he's performing at is.
Like you think
he's
with
gonna go-
Zubimendi and Rice
He
behind him,
may,
he's
he
gonna
may,
go
the
back.
thing is, I don't know if he's gonna go back to that because he was performing at nearly a world class level.
It's
For
22 GA. You remember, like he had
was playing
15,
really
like
good.
7 assists. Yeah.
Yeah, he was having really good seasons. I don't know if he's going to perform back to that level, but he definitely improves on this season. I think there's been a multitude of problems, whether it's been the injury, whether it's been the players that's been in the team that he's just not been able to gel with. Also, the system, there's been a few changes. There's just Arsenal attacking and going forward haven't been fluid at all year. There's no surprise with that. Obviously, Odegaard's been the man that's been the biggest culprit for that. But also, even outside of Odegaard, they've just not found a solution. So I think once Arsenal finds solutions to those problems, and maybe he has a 9 in front of him, he has Zubimendi behind him, I think you definitely see a better Odegaard. So I mean, he doesn't maybe not get back to that same level, but he definitely improves on this year, man.
Can I ask you something, George? Since you're in your honest self now, in terms of like no agendas and no banter and stuff. Gyokeres, they're linked to Rodrygo now, who's been, by the way, he's been linked away from Real Madrid, by the way, because he's not start. But that's true. Liverpool are looking into him for the left wing, and Arsenal. That's today. Like he
I
is
think we
actually-
will get him if we bid. If we bid, I
okay.
think we definitely get him.
Yeah.
Like they
100%.
are, like he's not happy. He's not starting, bro. Like at Real Madrid. he has
No,
to
I
start.
get that.
Like they are linked to him, right? They're linked to Gyokeres. Do you think that Arsenal going to next season should be the favorites to win the title with the defense that they have?
Saying they should be favorites to win the title would be too far. Now, with those 2 players, let's not lie, they're 2. Many people could say world-class signings because Rodrygo's, I don't know, many people, maybe not world-class level, but he's a top level. It's still a world-class signing to get him from Real Madrid, but he's a top player. And Gyokeres, to attract him to Arsenal, would be a world-class signing too. Now, they're 2 players that would drastically improve their attack, but I have reservations regarding Arteta. And I don't know if Arteta is going to be able to get the best out of those players in the attacking form because he's he's not such a defensive manager in that sense, but he thinks defense first and he always tries to, cover the deficiencies. And I don't know whether he overthinks it and then, starts to use Rodrygo in like a defensive way, the way he does Martinelli, and you don't get the best out of him. So I think Arsenal are going to improve, but say they'd be favourites you have to see what Man City.
When can they be? When can they be favorites? When?
The thing is, though, Mo, this year was supposed to be their year. Let's have it right. At the start of the season, now they didn't go out in the transfer window and give themselves the best, the best options to put themselves at the front of the line. But at the same time, because they're challenged for 2 years in a row, it was their right to actually go out there and get it done. Now, next year, because they've failed 3 years in a row, I don't think you can ever put them as favourites. They've not done it, and also
I
they're looking
agree
like
with
they could potentially finish
I'm in agreement with
third or
George.
fourth. So you can't put
same.
them as favourites because they've not proven
I
to
agree.
anyone that they can win anything.
By the way, there's just news that I was just sent that actually Arsenal just submit the first offer for Gyokeres, but they think that Chelsea will submit a higher offer for him.
Chelsea imprint. Who said that?
Oh, allow it.
Allah,
Chelsea
Allah,
are not
that's
getting
just now.
bro, no.
It's actually just now.
Who said this?
Arsenal. Okay, Arsenal has
Yeah,
made
who-
this.
who-
It's
Who
from-
said that? I'm not saying you're wrong, bro. Who
Corriere-
said
I'm gonna tell you now. The source is. I'm gonna tell you the journalist and the newspaper. I'm just copy and pasting to check. Corriere de Mania. It's something in Spain. So it's a Portuguese newspaper. The quote exactly from the Portuguese newspaper. Arsenal have made the first offer of 75 million to sign Viktor Gyokeres this summer. However, they fear Chelsea will submit a superior bid to beat them to his signature. That's just not me. I'm literally reading, guys. That's not Footy Judge Mo reporting. That is me reading news. Okay? When people come to me and say, you said this, I didn't. I don't think Chelsea can beat them to his signing, to be honest.
I don't
Um,
want either. I don't want either Victor. I don't want
You don't-
either of them.
You don't want Gyokeres.
I don't want the two Victors. No, I do not. I
You're
don't want it.
crazy.
I've got bad
Crazy.
feeling. No, Mo. We need a
You're
striker.
crazy.
With the two Victors, I've got a bad feeling about it. Just don't. I've had it before. I had it before and I was right. I don't want to go 2 for 2. I don't want him. I really don't. I don't want him. I just think his best attributes won't get used well at a big club in the Premier League. I don't see
What
it.
is that?
Can I
Why?
just say something based on what George said before I go?
And before you
play?
go on, can I big up someone who just dropped the 50 piece on us? Big up Aboud. Thank you so much. Aboud W.
Aboud,
Thank you, Habib.
Aboud.
Aboud for dropping the 50 piece. Appreciate your support for the channel as always. Aboud, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you, Habibi, so much.
That much money, you should at least have a message, man. Say something.
Aboud is just supporting the channel, bro. Aboud is a brother.
Big up,
He's just
bro, big up.
supporting the channel. Big up
Aboud
Aboud.
is a fellow camel rider like us.
He's a fellow camera.
Let me-
writer, exactly like
Let me,
that.
Habibi Aboud. Let me just say something honestly based on what George said. I'm in complete agreement with George. 3 years, you show me the same movie. I'm an idiot if in year 4 I expect the movie to change. Now, for me, no, I'm being serious. Now, until I see Arteta coaching a forward line, until I see Arteta doing what is required of him, I don't trust it. I don't give a shit who you sign. I don't trust it. I
It doesn't
don't
matter
trust-
who they sign.
they could go sign Nico Williams tomorrow, one of the wingers they've been linked with for the last 3 years. What if Arteta turns him into a robot? What if Arteta turns him into no technique? What if Arteta turns him into a work rate merchant running up and down? One of the things that has pissed Ashraf off, he's an Arsenal fan, for the last year is they keep talking about Martinelli's work rate. They keep saying it. I'm not lying.
By the way, Rodrygo's a workhorse as well. He comes back. He's the one who comes back.
Ask him. He's pissed off about the whole work rate thing. The problem I have is now it's a new year. Now it's a new season, but it's the same old person. It's the same old guy at the helm. It's the same old manager who has failed for 3 years in a row. So now, why am I supposed to go into August trusting him? Why? Just because he has Gyokeres? Okay, does he put his team in a way in a position to create that many chances? Chelsea create more chances than Arsenal. So I know that if I give Chelsea a good forward, they will score goals. Can you confirm that for Arsenal? No, you can't.
Yeah, I see your point, to be honest. But if Arsenal have Saka, Rodrygo, and Gyokeres, that's a front line that should be able, with that defense, that should be able to win them the league, to be honest with you.
The reason why I have to agree with David, because I remember we were on the streams, because me and David used to go on Procars back in the day, and David did say he didn't want Lukaku. And ever since that day, David, when it comes to strikers, I do understand your rhetoric.
You guys failed to utilize Lukaku, to be honest with you.
I understand David's point of view.
No,
Mo.
Don't you dare. Oh, you're gonna
Wallahi,
He was a good striker until he came to you guys. I'm not gonna lie.
You failed to
was
utilize
not.
Lukaku.
Yes, he was.
He was
It's
never
very good. Antonio
Before
Conte
he
is the
joined
only
you
one who
guys,
failed.
he was banging goals in England. He was banging goals
To be
in
fair,
Italy.
Ashraf, he would have still
Belgium.
played longer if he didn't do the interview.
Ches,
Like,
I
we
say
will-
with Ches,
Maybe.
I say
Yeah,
with-
maybe. You're right.
Guys,
You're
Bro,
right.
it's true. He was going off form.
when
but
they
he
got
was
Antonio
injured.
Conte, gave him Lukaku next to Harry Kane, 3-5-2. Oh my god.
No,
Here
not
we
even
go.
that. When he
Conte,
came in, he
I
did
say it
well.
with Ches. Do you know
And
how?
then he
Yes,
got
fuck.
injured. and then
Your
he-
love, Antonio Conte. Anytime someone says something about Conte, Mo's ready. I'm Antonio.
Any league where Romelu Lukaku
He's about to beat you to a league title.
Romelu Lukaku cannot be your league's top dribbler and expect me to take it serious. I'm sorry, it's fraud. It is fraud. I'm
No,
still
not that
waiting. I'm still waiting for Lautaro Martinez to play one good game of football. I ain't seen it.
Here we go.
I ain't
Here
seen
we
it.
go.
He has. Against Bayern Munich.
not
Against
seen
Bayern
it.
Munich, he had a
I've
very
not
good
seen
game.
it. I didn't watch
Here we go.
those
This
games.
is a Mo trigger topic.
I will have
خلاص والله I'm not going to talk about it. We're in the Champions League final. خلاص I'm not
no,
going to talk
what?
about it.
Because
El
of him.
Capitano, you
Because
are
of him.
forgiven forever.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
because of
talk about it.
Martinez, you're in the final, bro. If anything, Inzaghi, I don't want to. You know what? I'll say it. I don't care. If Inzaghi loses the final of the Champions League, you realize in 1 month he would have gone from competing for a treble, two tournaments of which he's hot favorites for, according to you. Because when I started streaming with you, you said
His
Inter
favourite to
Milan,
win the league.
quality-wise, is levels above the other Italian teams. You said that.
Levels.
Imagine, I don't know if you guys watched football long enough. Do you guys remember 2002 Bayer Leverkusen?
These
In
guys
1
started
month-
watching football in 2020. Cool.
Okay, fair. So let me educate the people
Oh,
who didn't watch football back long. 2002, Leverkusen were going for a treble, right? Within 1 month,
Yes,
they lost the league towards the end. They
Cup.
lost the final of the DFB Pokal, and they lost the Champions League final to Real Madrid. And Michael Ballack, who was playing for Leverkusen back then, not only bottled all these three competitions, also went to the World Cup final and lost to Brazil as well. It was one of the worst years ever for a footballer. Inter Milan are on the precipice. I think you might win the finals, but they're on the precipice of doing something similar. If you lose to PSG in the final, he would have bottled three competitions in less than a month.
Yeah, I know. If we win the final, though, are we the best team in the world now?
I in my opinion, bro, wallahi, I'm saying this without any bias or anything. I generally think the best team in the world is still Barcelona. I'm not gonna lie.
We just knocked them out, so have some shame. Odegaard had 1.5 good season. Get your facts straight, Ashraf. Under no pressure, he's bench player. Stop getting emotional over him. He's overrated.
First of all, if you want to do this crap of half and BS and all that shit, the season we bottled top 4, he was good for half a season. So technically it adds up to 2. And last season, he wasn't bad half season. He was only not good for the first 3 months. The 6 months after that, from November onwards, he was one of our best players. So get your facts right. And last season, actually, you know the season they talk about 15 and 6 in the Premier League? Last season, he had more GA in all competitions than the previous season, by the way, when he played Champions League football as well. He was one of our best players against Porto. He had a good game against Bayern Munich. We just obviously were not good enough then.
Zayn is saying Foden or Odegaard, both having bad season, but one has actually turned up previously in big games. Rodrygo, Haaland, Marmoush, and Foden front 4 will be mad. You're not getting Rodrygo. And by the way, I don't think Foden will get back. Anybody here, quickly before we move to Chelsea, Odegaard or Foden? Quickly.
Wait, who's better?
Odegaard
This
for me.
season,
Odegaard or Foden? Odegaard or Foden? Quickly.
In general.
In general, this
Like,
season.
who would you take? Not this season. Both have been bad. Like
That's what
Foden
I'm saying.
has
So,
like
yeah.
Foden has been like anonymous this season. Basically,
I'd take Foden. Foden's more game winners for me.
Foden.
Yeah, I'd take Foden. I'm
Maybe
not saying
take
he's a better
Odegaard.
player. I'm not even saying it. I'd prefer Foden. I like Foden more.
I think
Don't know
he
if he's
utilizes. He's got a bit more of a skill set. I feel like Odegaard's only one role as an 8.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah, I
Foden
agree.
can play 8 or 10 off the wing, and he has good output.
I'll take
It's a
Foden as
toss-up,
well.
though. It's generally a toss-up between them, though. I don't think there's like
Depends
much.
what you need for your team, but I'd probably say Foden overall.
The fact that we're comparing Foden to Odegaard is actually like after Foden was compared to Palmer, Saka, Rodrygo, and these guys, it tells you a lot about how people rate Phil Foden. To be honest, like
If he's
people really don't rate Phil Foden that much. They don't.
It's
Chess,
because
they don't.
Nah, he's just had a
because
bad
Man
year,
City,
man.
though, innit?
I just don't think like me personally. He's not my type of footballer. Like I just don't enjoy
watched him.
You know, I really don't think
David don't like
excels in
he don't
anything.
like luxury players. That's what it is. I'm close. David
No,
just
it's
wants.
not, no,
He's
but
a proper Chelsea man. He likes
no, but I
pass
think
pass
if you're
ballers, you know,
gonna be a
hard
luxury
man.
player,
He likes Michael
If you're
Essien, Makaleli, Lampard midfield. You know what I mean? Just
No,
fucking
if you're gonna
destroy.
be a
John
luxury
Obi
player,
Mikel.
you've got to be good at it. Do you know what I mean? Like Hazard's a luxury player. Hazard's a luxury player, but you've got to be good at it. Foden's not. He's not doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Hazard and Foden in one sentence, I think is criminal.
No,
Hazard.
no, no.
He's
but I'm
not doing
saying
what
the
Hazard
point
was
of that,
doing, but
They're not even. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to be luxury, you better be Hazard. You can't be some.
Yes.
You can't
Salah.
be some fluff. You can't. Yes, Salah. Yeah, you can't be some fluffy guy just.
Mesut
Given-
Ozil in his prime as
Yeah,
well.
Kevin De Bruyne, you know what I mean? Like a Kevin De Bruyne, like someone who's just win you the fucking game when he
You
needs
know what I
to.
mean?
Yeah.
He stepped on the field today. You won. That's what it's got to be. It
Yeah.
can't be no. Oh, he might do something today. That's
Then
not a
how are
luxury.
they luxury players? How is a luxury player a player that can step onto the pitch and win you the game? That's not a luxury player.
No. I don't know what your definition of luxury player is, but my definition is like the guys that walk around the field that don't really do much, but when they get the ball, everyone's like, oh, he's got it, and they're gonna.
Yeah, so they do much. They do win you the game. Like they might not run and track back
win the game,
defensively.
but they're not.
But they don't contribute
They're-
to all the aspects of the game. They
They're
don't
their
contribute
own
to the other
entity in the
aspects of the
team.
game.
The
Yeah,
whole
which is
team whole
literally the top 10, the top 20 elite attackers in the history of football. They're all that. There's not a single attacker in the history of football that's considered top 10 in the world that was someone who did all the other aspects of the game. Zero, not one.
Gareth Bale.
Zero.
Gareth Bale contributed.
You just
in
said
Spurs
Gareth
contributed.
Bale is top 10 in history of football or top 20.
No, but
Give
he
it a
was
rest, bro.
no. Gareth Bale is
I'm talking about Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, R9, Ronaldinho. I don't know about Maradona. I didn't watch football back then, but I'm
Mbappe
assuming-
is not top 20
I'm
in the
assuming
history of
Maradona.
the sport.
Okay, yeah,
We're not
forget
going
Mbappe.
there.
Forget Mbappe. I think he'll get there by the time he retires. Your Zidanes, your Kakas. None of these guys were players.
Zidane used to tackle and work really hard in the
Yeah,
midfield,
Habibi,
man.
when he played as a center mid, but when he played as an attacking mid, he barely tracked back. Henri as well. Thank you, Department of Agriculture. Henri used to walk in front. In the 2004-2005 season, I remember when Chelsea won the league. Many times he would just sit, park the bus up front, wait for the ball to come, and he would do his magic. And that's normal. That's what legends of the game do. They save their energy to destroy teams up front.
Let me finish this. I really want to speak about Chelsea a little bit. Wait, did Arsenal not score over 90 goals last season?
Yeah, but we still need the attacker, Olu. Like, I mean, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
That's shown
We
this
still
season
need-
that wasn't sustainable. Arsenal's attack has gone levels down since that, and obviously the injuries has impacted that. But even just the way that you guys play, you're not as good going forward as you was last year or the year before.
Agreed.
Jackie saying Arsenal and City can sign anyone, and as long as the red dress sticks around, they will fail. Slot won the Premier League with 0 signings. Imagine next season. Is anyone thinking that Liverpool will win the league next season if they get signing?
way too early.
No, I don't think.
Way
Hard
they
to
too
will.
early.
say, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Jack. Nobody
There's
believes
no
you,
one
Jack.
predicting Liverpool to win the league this year, innit?
Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk won the league for Liverpool this season. But Liverpool fans don't want to admit it. Basically, Mohamed Salah won the league. Odegaard can stat pad against teams with no pressure, but when we need him the most, he hides. Saliba, Magalhaes, Rice were our best players, pal. That is last
Did you
year.
need him? Did you need him the most against Porto last season in the knockout stages when he won us that game? Did you need him the most when we played against top of the league Liverpool and he helped create the first chance of the game and win us the game that match? Like, people choose and pick what works for them and what doesn't work. It's just ridiculous.
There's a lot of, anyway. Chelsea. Go quickly, because I really want to speak about Spurs and the Europa League final and Ange Postecoglou as well. So I don't want to stay here for 2 hours. Chelsea. There are reports saying that Enzo Maresca is under pressure if he doesn't get Champions League, right? Do you guys think that the board will have the balls to sack the guy if he doesn't get Champions League at the end of the season, or they will stick with him? Do you guys think he's good enough?
Yes.
Yes.
Enzo.
Maresca.
Maresca.
I wouldn't say he's good enough, but also I'm not going to say he's not good enough. I think he's in that in between of where he's still yet to prove. I think that you've got to look at it holistically and say last season there's obviously been, like, Chelsea fans will say they prefer him because obviously football and all that, like, it's more, they're more a team this year. Obviously their progression's been more linear, and although they've been up and down at times this season, they look like a better team. I just haven't seen enough from Enzo, and also that bad period where I think was it January to about March, end of March. That period where, and they didn't, not like they had loads of injury issues. They obviously picked up a few, but it was like maybe these are early signs. So I don't think that he's ready to manage at the Champions League level. I think him going into Europa League would be good for him. Obviously, if they win the Conference League, they automatically get that qualification anyway. But I think you have to steadily go up into it, and I don't think he's good enough for Champions
You
League.
know, I'm gonna let the Chelsea guys. I'm just gonna say one statement, and you get. I think Chelsea, if they go in the summer and the players they are linked to, the likes of Rudiger, the likes of Gyokeres, and these guys, I think you should challenge for the league. Like, that is my statement about Chelsea. You have the quality to be able to go and challenge for the league next season with 3 signings. Because yes, Neto and Madueke are not Salah, but I think Neto, Madueke, you're going to replace Sancho with another winger. You're linked to the winger. I think that is enough quality with Gyokeres to actually challenge for the league. Win it is a different story. But challenge, that is my take on it, to be honest with you.
Is a certain man who I don't really want to speak about still up front? Because if he's still there, there ain't no way we're challenging.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like that guy's almost put a nail in his coffin in his career, which is crazy to say. Because I remember at the start of the season, people were riding out for him. But I can see your point. I can see it. If Chelsea
But you also said you don't want Gyokeres, who's an upgrade on him.
No, yes, he's an upgrade, but I don't think he's going to do much better. My problem with Gyokeres is I don't think his talent, what he's good at, I don't think works in a team that's going to play against low blocks. I don't see it. I'd take Osimhen over him, but I don't really want either of the victors. But if I'll get in one of the victors, I'd rather Osimhen personally. But
so what striker would you like? I'm curious now. What striker, if you could sign?
He wants the lap. He wants the lap.
Whoa.
Really?
My favorite.
He likes the lap. He loves the lap.
Wait. No.
Don't say Isak.
No, not Isak. No, let me.
I'm gonna say Oshiman.
No, I'm not gonna say it. See, all of you are wrong. My favorite is Sesko.
Oh, he wants slow.
I've been scouting Sesko for years. I want Sesko. Yeah, but I'm not.
Everyone off camera, so he can speak by himself, so we're not associated with this thing.
Let me
Please.
You want Sesko? I'm not
off the camera, everyone.
You want Sesko?
Off camera, please. Everyone.
Fucking Sesko.
Hey, just be quiet though. I want everyone on mute as well. Let me talk. Right. Let me talk.
Let him cook.
In order for my squad to progress and the way it's moving and the project we've got going on, for me, Sesko is the number one guy. I've been watching Sesko since I don't know how long, like 4 years, 5 years. I got him on FM. I've got that affinity with him. I think he's gonna cook. His numbers are great. His underlying numbers are great, and I've been like, he's that guy. I don't think Chelsea are gonna win the league next year. I don't. So I'd rather get the young striker now, who I think could actually bang in future, and then get an older person to go with him, rather than say I'm getting Gyokeres and that's it. If I get Gyokeres, I don't think I can get anybody else. And then if Gyokeres fails, I'm cooked. But if I get Sesko and he flops, I can sell him for 40 mil. That's my thinking.
Okay. My man here is playing the safe game. So they get Sesko and he doesn't bang. Did you see the angle he came from? He gets Sesko, he doesn't bang, so he doesn't get cooked. Bro, that's all you think about, bro, like getting cooked? Like, why?
No. I think Sesko's got the ability to be one of the best strikers in the world.
No, what's he talking about?
What is Sesko just a bad player now? Is that what we're doing?
Sam, can you tell him what you said about Sesko yesterday?
Yes, Nunes is better. We were linked to Sesko today. I hope you sign. I hope you sign. Hey, I hope you get Sesko. Sesko's worse than Nunes, bro. I ain't trying to have no Sesko. He's fucking awful. He's shit. He has no football fundamentals.
Yeah, I don't
His
think
link-up play is awful. His strictly pace and power. His technique is shit. For reference, let me give you the reference, just so you know. Marmoush has 15 goals in 17 games. We saw even he's struggling a little bit to translate it purely into the Premier League. Sesko has 14 goals in 30 games.
Different strikers, mate.
There you go.
Who was the last tall European striker to come from the Bundesliga?
There you go.
Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland. If we're gonna do up our Bundesliga tax, this, that, and the other,
well,
that I'm just saying.
Erling Haaland tore up the Bundesliga even numbers wise.
Moose is from the Bundesliga and he did this and that. We can do that, but I think it's a stupid comparison. In my opinion, it's just what I've seen from what I've watched. I just like him. I like Sesko.
Are you sure this wasn't an FM buy that you bought like 5 years ago? And you
No,
just
I bought him in FM 5 years ago. That's why I've got the affinity with him. That's why. That's the first reason I heard about him. That is honestly, I wouldn't have known about him until about 2 years ago.
All I'm gonna tell you, Havertz had better numbers than Sesko by a country mile.
That's cool.
No,
Fine.
but this is
It's not
an
about that.
argument.
It's about what they can grow into, bro. And I'm sick. I don't want my striker being 5'8", running about the place, not being able to do something. I want a 6'4" geezer that can strike the ball hard.
Why are you talking like Arsenal last season? What the fuck is this? Project player, he can become something. I'm about like Chelsea already now.
Look at the team Chelsea you've got. We don't have the team to win now. The team ain't
You
win
do
now.
if you get the
No, we
starter.
don't. No,
You
we don't.
do.
All the squad's 22,
Yes,
bro.
can you respond, please?
Yeah,
The
but
whole
no,
squad
no,
is
no.
22, 23.
I'm losing my mind, wallahi.
No, but I understand. I understand. It depends where you
Don't
think
sit on the
Chelsea-
fence, Ches.
No,
please.
no,
Don't
no,
sit
no,
on
no,
the
no,
fence.
no. Let me explain. Let me explain. It depends where you view Chelsea. David's made it very clear that he doesn't mind the project how it's going. I agree with David to a certain degree. If you think Chelsea are growing into that team, you wouldn't need to sign a Gyokeres tomorrow. You would just sign a Sesko or type player like him and see where it goes. If you believe like Mo, the team is ready, then you shouldn't be signing Sesko. You should sign someone who's actually proven it. I'm more of the opinion of, I'm gonna be honest, Chelsea's flopped with strikers for so long that I'm just gonna have to wait to see if they get here. I can't predict he'll flop or not like David can. I'm just gonna have to hope that if you get someone who's got a good record, they can translate it because Chelsea create a lot of chances. Chelsea create a lot of chances, and that's why when you told me and David you could be challenging for the league if you had a striker this season, I can't disagree because even for our bad patch, we're still creating chances.
Numbers say that, right?
But it wasn't the midfield that was the issue, even the defense. It was more the attack. We couldn't score any goals from January up until April. We barely scored a goal. Away from home, we couldn't score goals. And that was the main issue. We're still creating chances, but we couldn't score. So I can't predict like David maybe can that he's going to flop or he's going to bang. At the end of the day, I just need to see someone hold up a shirt who's got a decent profile and someone who could just take more chances than we're taking right now. And then we can see where we're at. So who that player is, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really care. If it's Gyokeres or Sesko and they come in and score the goals, I don't really have a preference. As long as they've got some sort of track record. If you lot are telling me Sesko is crap, then that doesn't
He's
help.
not crap. Husam's
your
taking it too
opinion, like,
far.
I'm not gonna-
He's not like Ches. He's not like established.
You know what?
like a
I think people don't like him because he's a bit clunky. He reminds you a bit of Højlund, the way he moves and stuff. But actually, on the ball, he's a decent striker.
And
He's a
also,
good
George, you know what the
finisher
reason
at
why
times.
as well? Because he comes from Leipzig and Germany. And look who players that come from Leipzig and Germany who've not banged.
Yeah.
In Kuku, also
None
got
of
Kai Havertz, you've got Timo Werner. So it's that I've seen loads of tweets and content on that as well. So people don't trust the fact he comes from Leipzig, which again is a fair point. It has backing to it. But I'm not going to sit here and berate player and say he's not going to be good enough until I see it. And if it has to be my club that takes the experiment, gotta hold that. But if you're like David and you believe the team is not ready and you want to develop it, then Gyokeres probably.
Why is the team not ready? Can I understand why the team is not ready
I
then?
personally think, in my opinion, if we added quality to this team, it could definitely compete. But I also would agree that I don't want to compete. I want to win. Like I don't want to be an Arsenal. I don't want to be
But
like an
to
Ashraf.
win, you need to compete.
I don't want to be like an Ashraf and be here for 3 years on this stream and be saying, "Oh yeah, we're competing. Let's see next season." No offense. Like I don't want to be doing that.
I never once said that, but okay.
No, you agreed with us when you
You're
said you want to win the league.
You're
next
confusing
season.
me with
No. When Mo said earlier, next season you shouldn't expect Arsenal to win the league. You're going, yeah. I don't want to be like that.
Now, I'll be honest.
Oh,
I think
you
Ashraf's
should-
one of the
yeah,
more balanced
realistic.
fans. He's one of the
Yeah,
more
but
balanced.
that's my
fans,
point.
man.
I don't want to be like that. I want to be like Mo says. I don't think Chelsea win the league next season. No, they will do because you've got X, Y, Z, Enzo, Caicedo, striker, goalkeeper. But you're resigned to going, yeah, fair.
But Ches, do you not agree that a Sesko might make sense if you miss out on Champions League? But if you guys do make Champions League,
I agree with that.
Why-
I disagree with David with that. I
yeah,
will
if you
take
make
the risk.
Champions
I
League, you
would-
shouldn't go
I
for
would take the
Sesko.
risk Other Chelsea
Yeah.
fans wouldn't. I would. I've seen those Chelsea fans, not just David. I don't want Sesko. Some people saying they love him. Some people hate Gyokeres. I don't really care about these debates anymore, I'll be honest. Hold up a shirt, perform or not. I don't want to gas you up or not. Do you know what I mean? So in the end of the day, I'm going to keep it that way, and hopefully Chelsea can make the right decision. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you this: David would testify. To
Chez,
this.
I realized you're a professional fence sitter. I realized.
No,
this.
no, I just
Like
could be
you never
objective.
actually give any straight answers.
I'm just.
But as
giving
soon
a
as there
valid
is a different
opinion.
club, you're the first person off mute asking for straight answers. Why are you like this, huh? David
I'm
put his
giving a
neck out on the
balanced
line.
opinion.
No,
Like,
David put his neck out on the line completely wrongly, but he still put it out on the line. You are sat here like, oh yeah, I don't mind this, I don't mind that. This could work, that could work. Why can't you just give an opinion instead of just being in the
because
middle all
I'm
the time?
fully
Can you
neutral.
just give a fucking opinion for once in your life? Just give one opinion. Messi or Ronaldo?
I don't think you realize Chez has
Messi or
given
Ronaldo?
opinions.
Messi or Ronaldo? They're both great.
No, Chez
Both
used
of
to
you.
give opinions on Chelsea up until he got proven wrong time and time again.
Wait,
And
what was
then
I
he was
proven
like,
wrong?
you know what? I'm not going to stop putting my neck out on the line for the
things out in the
scene.
open. What was I wrong
Chez,
about?
George, you want to know what happened earlier on the season?
Hassan,
Everyone
I'm
kept
Yes,
saying,
early
George,
on in the season, I remember Husam. I was streaming with him. He's acting
George,
like we
remember
don't
what
know.
happened?
We
Remember what
know.
happened? Everyone kept saying
Wait,
Don
wait.
and Chez. Ever since people started saying Don and Chez, he retired. Now he's a fence.
Yeah,
No,
they
wait,
do.
George,
The
now
thing
he
is,
doesn't give
though,
opinion.
if you no, how about you do this?
I don't think they both. I don't
All
think
you have
both
to do,
stick together.
Husam,
I stream
all
with
you
both
need
of
to
them
do-
multiple times a week. They don't talk to.
Yeah, Don actually has
I-
opinions.
They don't anymore. But if you ever been in a WhatsApp group chat and you've added one of them, the
George,
other one
we are-
appears. The
we
other
are
one
all
just
in-
appears, bro. Like the backlight goes out, and you can at Don. Chez will apply for him. Chez be like, well, how about this? Yeah.
No.
This is agenda. This is
Yes,
And David's
yes,
laughing
what do you
because
mean, no?
David's seen it so many times. He's seen the double team.
This
It's
is
like
the
they tag team
agenda.
each
This is the
other.
agenda.
The Hardy brothers. They were
Yeah.
doing up Hardy brothers at the start of the year.
No, but we
man. I
want
don't know
straight
what
answers, right? Well, George, where did I say that?
We went from Hardy Brothers to Highlanders now because Chez is scared.
happened.
Well, Sam, don't let George escape. What was I proven wrong about? George, you said,
Oh,
what was I proven
Chez,
wrong
we all
Oh,
know,
George
man.
is
It's all right.
escaping. Bro, you're wrong about
Oh,
like 100
okay.
million things, bro.
about? What have I said that's wrong?
It's all right, man.
Everything.
Yeah,
what we said,
chat,
that's
that I
right.
know his agenda.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
just
it's
say
right.
things. And act
As
like
you
it's-
can
I
have
can
your
ask.
moment.
You know me. I can ask you the straight question and I need an answer. Do you think this Chelsea team with a striker like a Gyokeres, a defender like a Rudiger, a goalkeeper like a Costa or a Kobel is ready to challenge?
I already told you yes, but I don't want to challenge. I want to win.
What is this new thing, bro? Like, what is this word? What's that even mean?
What's so hard to understand?
I really don't
Let me
understand it.
make it very clear to you. Very, very clear.
He's gonna use me as an example again.
No, Ashraf, I actually won't use you, but now you've asked, I will. I don't want to be like Ashraf. And someone tells me, are you going to win it? We don't think Arsenal's going to win the league next season. Yeah, they weren't. Yeah. I don't want to be like that. I'd rather compete and win the league. I don't want to compete. I don't care about competing. I want to win. So if you have that opinion, then David's POV could actually be valid, where if the team's going to grow and learn, cool, I'll wait for it. If you don't want to do that and you want to compete, then you should buy Gyokeres tomorrow and buy Costa tomorrow.
Have it. Okay,
That's
okay.
my
I'm gonna
point.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys. Catch David explosion.
In order to win, you have to challenge.
No.
Habibi.
I'm gonna give you a
Yeah.
great
No, but it's not
example.
about,
Shaz,
I'm talking about trophies.
before you
like
go,
FA
before you
Cups,
go,
Carabao
before you
Cups, etc.
Sam. End of last season, Klopp is leaving. He said, "I want a manager because my team, I think, is ready. I want a manager to compete. I don't want a manager that will get me only top 5. I want them. I think my team is ready to compete." He never said my team is ready to win, but in order to win, they competed. And what
compete,
happened at the end? They fucking won it.
But I'm not talking about just the league, guys. I'm talking about cups too.
Here we go. Gaslight. Yeah, like gaslight.
Like, I'm not like I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
what
Mo
I'm saying-
didn't ask you about
You
fucking
guys are
Carabao Cup.
intelligent
He's
people.
asking
What
about
I'm saying is
Premier
quite
League.
easy
Yeah,
to understand. I think
that's
I'm
why
not saying
David is
you can
laughing
say that.
because he didn't ask you about Carabao Cup. He asked you about league title, bro.
Habibi, you have one of the best midfielders. You have one of the
Fucking
best
Newcastle
midfielders in the
won
league.
Carabao Cup. Crystal Palace is in Epic
Yeah,
Cup
but
final.
Sam, I've
Anyone can
already
win a
said-
cup, man.
But you're shouting and raising your arms for no reason. Because I've already said yes, we would compete with said players.
Wow, finally.
I'm not I never once said no to that.
Well
I'm
done, you
saying
gave an
though,
answer. 1 hour, 50
I am
minutes,
saying
give us one
though,
opinion.
let me
I'm proud of
explain
you.
because you're clearly not listening. Let me explain one more time, okay? Get a cigarette if you need to. What I'm saying is, I don't really care about Gyokeres coming in to compete. Yes, we need to, but I would rather do Davis POV and develop them then, rather than forcing myself to get a striker I think will bang. Does that
You
make sense?
really want to be like Ashraf. You really want to be like
I
Arsenal.
don't want to
develop
be like
players.
Arsenal. That's my point. I don't care about.
That's
I'm
the
saying
whole
like
point.
Ashraf, like Arsenal, not Ashraf.
Like
Ashraf doesn't
Arsenal.
want this.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, sorry. My bad.
No,
I
But
don't
you
want
wanna-
this.
My point
I want
is
him gone this summer.
that I don't
No,
believe
true.
I don't believe that we are the squad right now is in the right profile to win because I don't believe in youngsters. Contrary to what you all believe, I hate youngsters. Like I think they're like some of the worst things in football. Like genuinely, because people gas them up after 5 games saying they're the best thing in the world, and then they'll go back to reverting to type, and everyone's like, oh, like the way our Smith Rowe, the way people used to talk about that guy, like he was going to be some world beater. Now he's at Fulham. This is my point. If my squad right now, if there's too many what ifs and question marks for me to be like, oh, next season we're going to win the league. So I'd rather my squad grow, and then I add the experience on top
Smith
of it.
Rowe was a baller.
No, he was not. He was ass from day one. Same
No,
thing
he
with
wasn't
Mason.
ass.
baller.
Stop
That's
that
crazy.
BS.
He's a baller.
He was a
He's
baller. The injury
He's at
killed his
Fulham.
career.
You can't be no baller.
Hey,
at Fulham.
Because the
career is not
injury
good. He's
killed his
still a
the
baller.
injury
Oh,
derailed his
shut
career.
up, man.
Before the injury, he was starting for us and he was actually
Oh, he
playing well.
was
Stop that
dead.
BS.
He was dead. Same
He
thing.
at the age of 20,
Mason-
at the age of
Mason
20 or
Mount.
21,
I
he
used
had
one of my own
13
there.
Premier
I
League
used one
goals.
of my own because tricks and flicks and whatever. Who cares, right? Mason Mount, prime example. A guy
Mason
who's
Mount
got
doesn't
way-
have half the skill ESR
Oh
had.
my!
What do you
bro,
want about?
My point
What
is,
are you
they're
on
all
about,
mid.
bro?
They're all one in the same thing. They
No,
might
Mason
do
Mount
one
was mid.
season,
I
they
agree.
might do that.
ESR wasn't.
Wah,
Smith Rowe wasn't.
this guy and that, and he can do this trick, and oh, he came in when he was 19. I don't care, yeah, because you don't know what's gonna happen because they aren't consistent. So until my squad, until that average age is no longer 22 and whatever, when it's 25, then I can sit there and be like, okay, now we're ready to win. But it's 22, bro. If it's 22-year-olds are not consistent. I'm 22. I ain't consistent. Some days I go to gym at 9 and other days I go to gym at 6 p.m. I'm not consistent myself. How can I? The footballers.
I think that happens. I think that
You're
happens
going
to
every
adults
day,
as well.
David, though, you're
But
consistent.
by your logic,
But
that
every
means
day
you don't.
makes you consistent.
Yeah, but by your logic, you don't expect to challenge for at least another 3 years then, because you
I
said
don't ex-
22,
no.
25.
I think the quality of the player that we've signed is
Yeah,
not
you
like
can
we're
still
signing
challenge.
any
Yeah.
22-year-old. We're signing the best 22-year-olds. So hopefully we have enough of them that when one of them drops off, we've got someone to replace him. So I'm saying,
But-
give me one more year, and then I'm ready. I'm saying two
But
more.
aren't you worried that if you, let's say, you don't challenge seriously in the next 2 seasons,
No,
because
not
this
very
is something people ask. This is something people ask about Arsenal, which is true, and it could happen to you guys. Aren't you scared some of your players would ask for
I
moves?
knew you were
Have
going
you
to ask that.
ever
No, they know
heard-
what they signed up for. Ashraf.
Have you ever
They know
heard
what
of
signed
death
up for.
row contracts? Death row contracts.
David, they
can't
know what
go
they signed
anywhere.
up
Yeah.
They know
Okay,
what
so
they
you're
signed up
saying.
for.
So
Yeah.
wait. I agree. But you're saying if a club comes in and says 120 million for Caicedo, you're saying Chelsea wouldn't consider it.
No,
No.
not 120.
That's not making much money
I
back.
don't
They paid
know,
100
bro.
They paid
for him.
100 for him.
160.
Yeah.
160.
So the same
Fine,
Chelsea fans
sorry.
will sit
120
with
for
hold on.
Cole
The
Palmer.
same
Sorry,
Chelsea
120 for
fans,
Cole Palmer.
the same Chelsea fans will sit with Arsenal fans and ask them about Saliba if Real Madrid come knocking, even though Saliba has a contract until 2028, for example.
What?
What?
They're nowhere near comparable.
It is
What are
very
you doing
comparable.
here?
Do you think that Cole Palmer signed the contract until
No, but
2032?
he just said if we
Okay,
don't.
hold on. Let me give. Okay, so let me ask you a
You just asked
question.
a
Then.
question. You just said you used an example that's not right. Like,
It is
they
right.
compete. They compete, and they don't win, and he has a window exit to leave. That's very different to a team that hasn't properly competed yet. They know what they signed up for. They didn't sign the sheet and go, by the way, you're gonna compete this year and we're gonna win this year. It was we're gonna develop the team. You're gonna be a key component. We're gonna give you this wage. You improve, the whole team improves. We'll get more money.
Yeah, but
Chelsea will
Chess,
win.
these things change,
That's
right?
different.
If when Cole Palmer signed, I 100% agree with you. That's probably his mentality. But let's assume next season you don't challenge again. If he has a decent season, he probably could look at it like,
He's gonna
I've
leave.
killed it. I've killed it the last 3 seasons. I've killed it with my numbers. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna name random clubs. Bayern, Madrid, YZ clubs won
Yeah.
me. These clubs come and put 100, 120 million bid. If he looks at it and says, actually, maybe I should leave because I can win something major with these clubs, he will push for a move and the club might buckle because the money is big.
We might sell him.
but his contract expires in 2033.
He signed an extension
Keeper's
last year.
expires
Do you
in
guys think that
2027.
Cole Palmer is committing to Chelsea to 2034
Yeah,
for real?
no way you guys
no,
think that.
no,
way.
no,
No, I
Like,
don't.
you guys
no, I
think
don't.
that?
But-
Like, for
no,
real?
No, I don't. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're going to
man.
buy Cole Palmer from me, you're paying a premium. He's not getting out of that contract anytime soon.
I
I'm
said
getting-
120 million.
150
million.
More than that, it'd be more than that.
150. Oh, bro, get out.
Exactly,
of here,
exactly.
man.
Exactly.
But now you guys are just doing. David, you're usually a smart guy, and I don't expect you to do the tribalism thing. But no
Yeah.
club's paying 150 for Cole Palmer. Bro.
But then,
Let's be honest.
no
but
one
then
is.
No, you guys might put that. No, you're not wrong. The price tag might be 150, but no one's paying.
But you will
that.
settle at
Let's be
110,
honest.
120.
The sell would be closer to 120, 150, and that'd be an amazing sell, bro. No one would be mad at
Yeah,
that. 120,
100%.
150.
And
100%.
right now, the lowest I'm accepting is 135 minimum.
What's
Anyway.
20 million to you, to Chelsea?
Your
It's
owner
not
is not you, David. Your
Come on,
owner will
man.
accept 120. Your owner will accept 120 if Palmer is pushing to move. If Palmer is not pushing to move, I agree with you. Even 150, they might say sorry. But if Palmer is pushing to move and they get 120,
Yeah,
they
and
will
we'll-
sell him.
And we'll say to Cole Palmer, keep quiet. We will sell you, but we're gonna get a bit more money out of these man.
Bruh, nah.
We are the best
Nah,
selling
It
club
doesn't, it
in
doesn't
the
work
world.
that way.
We're the best selling club in the world. What are you chatting about?
True.
Can't no,
Okay,
no.
But even if that's
Selling
true,
players,
fine.
no one
I'll
can-
give you your
Bro, we got
flowers.
75
I'll give you
million for Kai Havertz.
I agree. I'll give you your flowers. You're
Yeah,
the
come
best
on.
selling club.
Like, we're one
Yeah,
of the-
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you your flowers.
Oh.
You are the best selling club. Let's say you do sell them for 150. My point still stands. You guys then take 2 steps backward. Even if you reinvest this
Are you
150.
assuming that no other player will be at Cole Palmer's level or just like below that?
It's
No,
fine.
no, I'm not assuming, but I don't think any player of Cole Palmer's quality at that time will agree to join Chelsea. I
Ashraf,
don't
I've
think
now
so.
got I've now got 150 in the bank. Can I not go and sign one player for 80 mil, another for 70 mil? That improves the overall squad. Can I not do that?
Yeah.
I
can do-
don't
I
think
can do-
if
I can do a
if
Coutinho.
Cole Palmer
It's
leaves your
Coutinho.
club, if Cole Palmer leaves your club because you guys are nowhere close to winning, I don't think players who can actually help you win will consider joining Chelsea unless you guys are like challenging but falling short at game week 33.
Mahoma,
34, in
if
which
they
case,
are challenging, Cole Palmer is
then
not going
Palmer
to go.
shouldn't
Right?
leave. Exactly. Palmer
Right,
wouldn't
right,
leave.
that's
Yeah,
our
bear
point.
in mind, bear in
Exactly.
mind,
Exactly.
right? When Liverpool sold Coutinho, they had been in finals. They hadn't really won much, and they weren't competing for the league. Then they got
Coutinho
Alisson
wanted
and
to play with Messi and Suarez
Oh,
and
cool,
these guys.
cool, whatever. Then they signed Alisson and Van Dijk. While they weren't competing that tough, they were fading out early, and then they went and then they won the league. Why can Chelsea, who have not already been in finals under this regime, not do the same thing?
I don't think that if Cole Palmer
Right.
is gonna go, that means you're in turmoil, to be honest with you. And that means that no top players will join Chelsea. That's my opinion. I want to just I don't want to stay for long. Cisco to bang. Laughing my ass out. Only thing he would bang is Astrid Witt. Right.
Wow.
That's Jackson's girl. Don't come for Jackson's girl. Unless Jackson leaves Chelsea. Bring back Cheese and Donian.
Fun fact: me and Don haven't done a stream tour in like over a year.
Yeah, I
Really?
bet you missed.
Is that true?
Do you miss him,
We don't
Kaz?
do streams together. So people
Do you miss
people-
working with him?
Because you tag team in the WhatsApp group chat. That's what you do,
No,
bro.
it's because we have similar opinions. Like it's nothing to do with tag teaming. Like it's just weird.
Okay, last part is that Spurs, Ange Postecoglou, Europa League winners, future Europa League winners, European winners, better than Arsenal season. Ange Postecoglou.
I hope they win
is
it. I'm
gonna-
not gonna lie.
That's crazy coming in from an Arsenal fan.
Wallahi, I'm not lying. I genuinely have logic behind my point. I'd rather they win it over United. Let me just say that.
First,
Why?
Why?
We
Oh, when
we
the
got into a
Spurs-
heated argument about this yesterday at the Kura pod with the other Arsenal fans. So every Arsenal fan that says they don't want Spurs to win it is only saying it from an emotional standpoint, which I get. Football is an emotional sport. They are scared of banter. Like literally, when I asked them, "How come you guys want United to win it over Spurs?" Oh, because Spurs fans will laugh at us for the next 1 year. My point is purely just logical. I think, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Arteta is staying. He's going nowhere. In my opinion, the less competition we have, the better the chances of Arsenal winning. Even though I don't think we will win with him, to be honest. In my opinion, I swear I'm not trying to disrespect Spurs by saying this. I'm just speaking honestly. I think even if Spurs win Europa League, I don't trust their ownership to actually go spend that Champions League money, strengthen the team, and actually get their team better. With United, because of Ineos, if they are really who they say they are, they might become a bigger threat. They accelerate their progression and they accelerate their process of starting to challenge. This is the same reason why I don't want Chelsea getting Champions League, because Chelsea and United, if a few things click for them, they can get back to challenging. Anyone who thinks they're completely gone and they're not going to come back for 6-7 years,
No,
is just
I agree.
like,
I agree with this opinion.
fooling themselves. So I'd rather reduce the competition. We have a very good record against the Big Six in the last 2 years. The last thing I want is to play next season against a pumped up United with a much better team, a pumped up Chelsea with a much better team, and now instead of guaranteed 8 out of 12 points, we get 6 out of 12 or 5 out of 12.
No, I agree with this
So-
because lose for Spurs fans because they're relevant either way. If they win it, no one really cares because, like Ashraf said, I don't really think they're going to make the right decisions. If they lose it, they're 17th with no trophy. So in that
I could be
regard-
wrong. Maybe Spurs will invest. I don't think they will.
George, don't get up on your seat like that. I'm not being
I
threatening.
was
I'm just
bringing myself closer to my desk.
Yeah,
but
I
sure.
saw you move towards the mic on the corner of my eye.
If you want me to stand up, I definitely can.
I'm like he was about to go like, yeah, let me check
Yo,
something.
like,
Okay,
it's
go
George-
ahead.
No, because look, I'm not gonna sit. I'm not in the again. I'm if we win a trophy, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to rival fans about well, you guys gonna do this in the window. What are you gonna do with the money? I don't care about all of that, bruv. If we win a
Yeah, you
trophy,
should. Yeah.
we've won a trophy. You haven't. It's as simple as that, and that's the way I'm gonna look at it. I'm looking to celebrate my
Banter,
trophy.
and I don't
That's
care about the banter.
It's another European trophy that Arsenal don't have. You've not won one in modern era, and a modern European trophy, because the ones you did win are no longer around. So when I'm looking at it, I just need to see Spurs lift armpits. Yes, you're right. Spurs haven't lifted a trophy in nearly 20 years. So ultimately, we just need to get over this point, and this win is more for Spurs fans. I don't really care about
Of course,
the
yeah.
banter that I can do with rivals and so on, because yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, me and Ches might be laughing, sitting here saying our teams have won European trophies whilst Arsenal have finished second or third yet again. But hey, that's only gonna last for a couple of weeks. After the new season starts, no one's gonna care about any of that. The one thing I
Exactly.
will say though is, as an Arsenal fan, you shouldn't. I get why, as you said, your thoughts are thinking about next season, Man United, what they could do with the money and so on. I wouldn't even think about it like that. You do need to look at it and be like, Tottenham or Man United, either way, the fact that these teams have finished 17th, the fact that these teams have won a trophy, and what do you know what you don't need, Ashraf? What you don't need is Palace lifting the FA Cup. Because what that will do is every team below you in Palace, in Chelsea, in a Tottenham, or potentially United have lifted trophies, and whilst Arsenal haven't. And what that shows is that you don't need to be the best team to win a trophy. You just need to get it done.
Yeah.
And that's another slight on Arteta's CV to show that you don't look. All these other teams are making it work. They're making it happen. Teams not at Arsenal's level are managing to win trophies. Why can't Arsenal? So that's just another slight on your team. But yeah, man, look, for me, when I look ahead to this final, Mo, I'm confident in it. We're playing a team that we've already beat three times this season.
I'm confident for you as well.
Yeah, man, like we've
Well, you
beaten them a
actually
few
think they're gonna
times
be
now.
good numbers in this
I
season?
do acknowledge that Man United are going to be favourites going into it, and Spurs haven't won a final in 20 years. So naturally, yes, I'm going to respect that. Man United are probably going to turn up on the day. They're not going to be the same Man United that we've been seeing, on the same Man United we've played in the games prior to that. But I can only hope that Spurs set up in the right way. We approach the game in the right way, and we just. I think the game will be won in the midfield, but the problem is Spurs' midfield is we could be missing a few players. If Kulusevski's not there, it's going to be a huge miss for us, because obviously no
But don't you have
Kulu, no Madders.
Bentancur, some
That's it. So we got no Kulu, no
Solanke.
Madders, no
Son is
Spurs
back. So
foul.
Son, Solanke,
Son and Solanke will
uh,
be available. The front line's fine. I was more just thinking
Aaron
about the midfield.
Johnson,
Yeah,
the
we've got
defense is
players
good.
available. We're just missing our midfield. is
Isuma,
very
Bentancur, and Bergwijn. That's good enough.
No, Bergval's not there. Bergval's confirmed out for the season. So is Maddison out for the season. Kulusevski may be available for that game, but he's carrying a knock right now. So yeah, depending if we have Kulu there, because obviously for me, Kulu's our most important player, our best player. So if he's available, it gives me a whole heap of confidence. If he's not there, then it could be a different game. But if we set up the same way we did against Bodo Glimt and Frankfurt, I don't expect it to go any other way.
I sat here 2 months ago and I told George you're winning the Europa League when he didn't believe back then. But I believe in Spurs, and not though I believe in Spurs, I want Spurs to win. And the chaotic value from Spurs winning the Europa League will feed generations. It will feed generations to come. you know, we're gonna be, we're gonna be live every day talking about Spurs winning a trophy before Arsenal. It's gonna be fucking beautiful. So
Oh
I
my
cannot
God,
wait.
yeah.
And one thing is, here's the thing: if Spurs win this Europa League, I don't give a fuck if they finish 17th or not. Their season is a star season directly because they qualify for the Champions League. They have a trophy and they haven't won a trophy since like 2007. So for me, I want Spurs to win. I've predicted Spurs to win, and I think Spurs will win. And that Ange Postecoglou quote is going to be one of the baddest moments
It's
ever
fun.
in history.
Bro, people
No,
don't.
It's gonna be the maddest TikTok edit, bro.
Ever, ever,
He's gonna go
ever.
on that press conference after. It's
His
8 miles.
aura.
Everyone's getting cooked. That report is getting cooked. That report is getting cooked. All of you that cussed me out this whole year for being a dickhead. Now what?
He
He's
But at
already
the
cooked
same
Arsenal.
time-
You know, he already cooked Arsenal in the press
Yeah,
conference. when he
Yeah,
was
I
fine.
did, but at the same time, look, he
You
only
didn't
said
know.
like we're in
He
a
said
final
that
whilst there's
we're
teams
that
in-
bad, but we're in a final, but other teams can reach European
Oh, yes,
final.
he said
like
that.
us. Yes.
Right.
I mean, we're in two different
course he-
competitions, but anyways, he's just trying to like save himself, which I
Ashraf,
don't
yeah,
blame him
what's-
for.
He
to be
said
honest.
team.
By
He
the
didn't
way-
say other teams can't get European
Ashraf,
final. He said teams in second and third aren't in finals right now.
Yes,
and
it's
so-
in the
Oh yeah,
teams
there
in
you go.
second
That's
and
fair.
third
Yeah,
aren't in
that's
final.
fair. Yeah. I thought he said the other European competition.
So who is
By the way,
that?
if you
Is that
guys-
Arsenal?
if you guys win the Europa League, obviously that's mental, and regardless of what happens next season, it doesn't matter. You won a trophy, but I do worry for you guys. I don't really worry. I don't care. But I'm saying for you guys, the issue is I don't think Spurs sack him then because he just won them a trophy. I think they do give him a chance at least for the first 3-4 months of next season, and unless you guys proper
I think
invest in the
Spurs will not
summer,
sack him. He will resign.
I don't think he resigns either, to be honest. I think they continue next season. They make promises or they say something like, we'll buy this player, that player. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But if you guys don't make serious investments in the summer, you'll find yourself in a very difficult position. Because Champions League is a lot harder, obviously. And there's no
Definitely.
dropping down to Europa League. There's no dropping down next season.
there's no doubt about that. Like Spurs need investments. We know that going into the summer with or without Champions League, we need heavy investment. I can only hope that with the new team that's been put in, you know, Vinay from Arsenal, I don't know what he's like. I don't know if he's ruthless, if he's the type to get rid of a guy. He's going to be coming into a new job. So is Paratici coming back into Spurs. So you've got to look at it and be like, potentially with new people taking over. Neither of these were here when Ange was hired. They may not like Ange. They'll probably have a meeting with Ange to understand what they're looking for and then going forward from there. Now, Ange's got to go regardless. But at the same time, if the club does keep him, I'm going to understand because it's just, I know my club. I know that the club, and like you said, if they win, it's, and also I don't necessarily think, I've questioned whether he's lost the dressing room. Everything I see from the players suggests otherwise. So if he's not lost the dressing room and they've still got faith in him, and they win a trophy, it's going to be hard to push him out. You are right from the board perspective, but from the fans' perspective, he's lost the fan base. Like me, but once he wins it,
once he wins it, everyone.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's probably going to be a lot of
feeling.
fans, especially like the fans. The match day going, they're probably not going to care. Most fans aren't going to care. They're going to be like, keep him. We need to keep him for 10 years. You're going to hear all this rubbish. Keep him forever. He won a trophy. All of this shit. I'm saying Ange out regardless, innit?
To be honest with you, Spurs must win Europa League because if you don't, I think Newcastle take your place in the top 6 within the next 2-3 years.
No one cares. They must win a trophy because they haven't won since 2007. That's the big reason.
If Man United win, they will steal transfers from Arsenal. That's what Husam has been saying.
By the way, this is 100% true. Imagine they get Champions League football and they bid more money for Gyokeres. Now the Ruben Amorim factor starts playing some sort of role. If they don't have Champions
And
League
now
football,
Arsenal signed Sesko. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly. So, we definitely don't need United.
And David gets upset because he doesn't get his player.
I don't get my player.
24-25 Europa is Fugazi. No Champions League team drop down. It's still a competition that they have
No
to
one
win.
cares. History will not remember this shit. They will
Nobody will
history
remember
won't
this
remember
shit.
it.
Europa League champs, 2025.
Spurs,
Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur. Nobody will care, Chucks. Nobody
Oh,
will care.
well,
But listen,
Spurs.
people.
Go, Barche.
Don Husam in the description. Ashraf Talks Ball. Durak Daris. Shez, of course, 99 in the description.
Yes, it's
as
on the
well.
fence in the description.
He just did a stream with Nina a couple hours
Yeah, watch
ago.
that stream. It was a good stream, man. Go watch it.
Yeah, so it was a very good stream for them. Watch a bit of it. And Durak Daris with the that stream with hooks, bro. Like, fuck it.
Oh, yesterday that was on. I know.
good.
Big up to you, Mo, for the raid, man. But that was a
Yeah,
good
that was
stream.
good. That was good.
banger.
But listen, this stream will take you to Don Husam. Who do you have?
I have 2 Arsenal fans, 2 Chelsea fans, and a Man United fan.
A massacre of a
But,
stream.
Maresca, Arteta, blah blah blah.
Yeah, a massacre of the stream. I will see you guys later on MHF, 10:30 UK time with Wolfie, who's joining us on MHF later tonight
Oh,
on
That's
MHF.
just it.
Yeah. And
wait,
I'll
is
see
he
you
on?
guys-
Is he tomorrow? Is he there tomorrow, Husam?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I was
leave
gonna say,
the-
ask if he still thinks he's
Evening,
finishing
everyone.
second, innit? If he
Yeah,
still
yeah,
thinks
yeah,
he's
yeah,
finishing
yeah.
second, I'd love to know. He's gonna finish
Yeah,
above you,
I'd love
Ashraf.
to
Remember,
know.
he guaranteed. I know.
Yeah, he said 100% he's gonna finish above us.
Ashraf, I think for the
Wait,
first time ever on that
wait,
show, we
wait,
actually
wait,
have
wait.
to start with Forest.
I've
First
actually-
time
We
ever.
have to
never-
start with Forest, bro.
I've never
He's been
streamed-
ducking the smoke for the last 2 weeks.
I've never streamed with Wolfie. He said they finished with Arsenal.
Said it 3 months ago. He said
He
in
said
January,
they finished with
he's
Arsenal.
definitely finished with Arsenal.
Wait. 3 months ago, we asked him again last month. He said, yeah, they'll still
Oh, he
finish
said it
above
last
us.
Oh,
month.
they,
Oh,
they
that's
were
right.
losing games and he still thought he's going to finish above Arsenal.
Brother.
Anyway,
Hey,
we'll see you
David,
guys
let's,
soon.
David, let's not laugh because we got them last game of the season.
Ugh.
So let me not laugh. Yeah, let me not laugh at Wolfie.
No.
Wolfie,
I'm
you're a
telling
great
you,
guy.
I'm
And,
telling you,
yeah.
I'm telling you, you're gonna win the game against
Mo,
Forest
stop.
at the
Mo,
ground.
stop.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hey.
The difference is,
last game of the season, you could already
no,
see
no,
it.
I don't do this,
flopped.
bro.
Palmer flopped. Not hearing.
I actually believe that. Remember, I'm the only one who
Mo,
left
before
Chelsea.
you cancel, quickly, which 2 teams will miss out on Champions League? Quickly. Out of the 7 or 6.
David, what's
left.
this?
Villa and Forest.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I hate this game. I hate this social media thing. Oh,
Yeah,
my
I agree,
days.
actually.
The question
I
asking
actually-
me to make it.
3
I
weeks
backed you
ago.
to make it. I was just gonna
3
say.
weeks ago, it was
Oh, my
impossible.
days.
3 weeks
Yeah,
ago,
because you
agree.
did
Villa
that.
and Forest.
You did the impossible. You beat Liverpool, you beat Fulham away, and you beat Everton. You did the impossible.
They
You
still have
proved
the
us
impossible
wrong.
to do. Nah, they started the impossible to do. They got to beat United. and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
beat-
Keep the impossible.
United.
That's your bogey team right there, by
Do
the
you
way.
know?
Actually,
Do you
that's
know
what I'm
that the
saying,
game
dude.
against United is Friday? Do you know United have a Europa League final on Wednesday, right?
Mo,
You know who's gonna
that's
play?
not to
Amas,
me. That's even more reason
Eliader.
for us not to
You
do
know
it.
who's
No.
gonna watch?
It won't be that, Mo.
Eliader. It's gonna be Lindelof.
I
It's gonna
guarantee
be
you it'll be the
Højlund.
complete opposite of that. They're gonna just like Tottenham. They're gonna choose strong teams in that game on Friday because they want to prepare for the Europa League in the right way.
100%.
You're not gonna. They're gonna drive a strong team.
Amarim already said we're gonna rotate
Amarim.
until the Europa League final. He already said that.
He also said they can't continue to lose games.
I mean, once they win Europa League,
I
if
have-
they win Europa
Hey,
League,
Mo. They don't have to score for me to mess up. I have no striker.
doesn't
Here we
matter.
go. Here we go. End the stream, حبيبي. خلاص. He's gonna cry now. for
Bye,
the next
guys.
half.
See you guys. See you guys. We're out of here,
Big up,
people.
man. Smash the likes.
Yes.
Got no strength.